2 seconds. Y'all know the routine. Let me share this real quick. Get it out, Larry. Just 2 seconds, y'all. If y'all just joining in, give me 2 seconds on the replay. You might want to fast forward about like 2 minutes. Just give me 1 second, y'all. Just give me 1 second. Like I said, on the replay, just fast forward. Had to make some adjustments real quick. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Just one more second. Them in here. That should get them in here. I had to stop my live, man. I forgot I ain't do something. I was like, nah. I can't have that. Can't have that. So sorry for y'all if y'all joined in, but that was cool anyway, because we started getting like 2 or 3 goofies in anyway. I ain't got no patience for that type of stuff, man. I really don't. I really don't. Niggas being acting like they 4 years old. My homie in here was in here, Javon. I hope he make his way back here. I actually enjoy people like that's company. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So anyway, I put one person's name in the description because of pure simple fact. What's going on? Peace. I put one person's name in the description, so don't think I'm taking a shot at you. Just hear me out, because from time to time, because I know she's gonna hear this back on the replay or whatever. So I put it in a way that only she would pick up. You know what I mean? All right, so check this out, right? There's been a lot going on, but not too much going on. But one of the things that I got a problem with right now, in particular, is this Jay-Z accuser. You know, like, when does it end with her? You get what I'm saying here? Like, when does it end with her? Give me a second, guys. Give me a second here. Let me make sure everybody knows I'm live. But I just want to know, what does it end with the Jay-Z accuser? We have now, listen, on my own behalf, y'all can go here on my channel. What's going on my channel right here and check it out for yourself. I did not a reenactment, but I did a replacement and put myself in the position of where she was, this Jay-Z accuser. And I went to Radio City Music Hall, broke down the whole thing for you. And on top of that, I actually had a police officer that verified what I was already thinking. I hadn't priorly talked to this police officer anything. I got the officer on camera. I chopped it up. I put it up for everybody. It's still in my shorts, and there's a long form of the video as well. Okay, it's entitled The Jay-Z Accuser. So I went back and I retraced where she would be at Radio City Music Hall, the area where they had. If this is your first time catching me here, my name is Davin Lewis. I was in the music industry for over 17 years, regardless of my ilk or whatever, because some people try to deduce who you were. Let's say this. I ain't bigger than Biggie, but I'm bigger than you. You know what I'm saying? Let me say that one more time. I ain't bigger than Biggie, but I'm bigger than you. You know what I mean? So, it was crazy because I went back, I did that react, it was cracking. Went back, saw all that. Jesse was popping. Went back and saw all that, whatever. What go on, you? What I deal with, huh? Nothing strict thing, big thing you talk about. You see it? I don't chop about nothing. I don't chop about nothing. And I know the picnic and they love them things there, you know. So that's what I deliver. So anyway, long story short, moving forward, I replayed all that for y'all. I went back, got the motherfucker, what's the names? Yeah, peace, God. Peace, got you, peace. Went back, got the footage, looked at the footage, everything else, and I said to myself, I said, okay, well, this ain't making sense. Because old girl had said before that there was a man that was cruising around the block, and the rumor was that people cruised around the block in limos and all that or whatever. And I said, at Radio City Music Hall? I say, ain't nobody been cruising around Radio City Music Hall since probably 1960 something, because there's always been barricades and stuff over there for that. So you can't just go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Ain't no barbell gonna help. Yo, peace, God, peace. We ain't doing that in here. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, there ain't nothing there that's gonna allow you to swoop through there like that. Gene Deal comes behind later on and says, I don't even remember us having no limos. And it caught my mind. I said, well, you know what? In the 17 years I was at the record company, I don't remember us having no limos. I always remember us having Suburbans. Black Suburbans, to be specific. All of a sudden, the thing changed up from her in her directory. It changed up from, the story now is it went from a limo to an SUV, which is Black Suburbans. I'm like, okay, something ain't making sense here. You understand what I'm saying? So I delved more into it. Started thinking, okay, well, maybe she just confused or something like that, or maybe something did happen to us, right? And maybe she was there, or whatever the case may be, right? I started thinking to myself even more, and I said, nah, that ain't possible either, because nobody would mix up Jay-Z and Diddy if they did something to her. Actually, they would know exactly who those people are. You understand what I'm saying? So I kept on moving along even more and more and more and more and more into it. And I got more interest into it. And I started thinking to myself even more. I said, there's something else funny here. Because now we're fast forwarding and the girl withdraws, you know what I'm saying? Withdraws her lawsuit. Then after she withdraws her lawsuit, they start questioning her. What did she say? Why did she say it? Da 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 da. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is even getting more weird. Now we fast forward, and this yesterday, they released, and I give it to them, even though it's a minute. You understand what I'm saying? A minute worth of what's the name? I'm gonna leave you in here, but that's not what I'm talking about. Turn around, and now they have this minute's worth of footage. I'm gonna play the footage in a minute, but they have this minute's worth of footage from 3 different angles. One angle, being in particular, was caught my eye, was she was talking to her own lawyer, who was Tony Bugsby, and she lied to him. She literally lied to him. And I said, well, let me see what everybody else think, because I already knew what I was thinking. But I said, let me see what everybody else think, right? And so we fast forward, we get other outlets that kind of saying the same similar thing that came to my conclusion. This chick is lying. If she ain't lying to the public, if she ain't lying on Jay-Z, if she ain't lying on Diddy, she lying on Tony Bugsby. She lying to everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And somebody tried to use the defense today, and they tried to say, oh, this poor girl. And that's a hate crime. And Huggy, I got to talk to you about that, because you can't be screaming out shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Huggy, listen to me very carefully, right, sweetheart? I'm gonna bring something to your awareness in a minute. And I want you, I said it before, but I said it in a certain way. But Huggy Pampers, if you hear this, you're the only person I want to hear this, because I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to do for you what you wouldn't do for me. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm trying to give you a play here. So you might want to listen to this whole fucking live, or at least third of it, to understand where I'm coming from here. So now this girl, this particular white female who lives in the South, who claimed at one time she lived in upstate New York, she now recollects at 38 years old, I believe she is, what exactly happened to her. But yet and still, people want to deem her, and I believe the proper terminology is autistic, which she developed later on in life. Some people, when they get autism, they're born with it. She developed it later on in life. It's not necessarily a handicap of hers, but definitely she wasn't suffering from these symptoms and these ailments when she was the age she said she was when she was at the MTV Awards in 2000 or 2001, was it? But it definitely wasn't 2003 what people were trying to throw out there. I'm trying to put y'all up on something. You understand what I'm saying? See, I don't get mad at no real survivors or whatever you want to call whatever. That's not my modus operandi here, where somebody stole that from me. Particular woman up in Canada who likes to, I don't know, like that's some weird shit. I gotta stop grabbing people's like attitudes and words. I see a lot of that, from people, but I'll get into that later. This woman who has made a lot of sensationalism within the airways, we never would have heard of her before, was caught on tape telling Tony Bugsby, and in my opinion, lying to him, which is her lawyer who was advocating for her. She said no to every question that she had answered for the investigators from Jay-Z. You understand what I'm saying? So remember when they want y'all to hear, and they were telling y'all all that, oh, Jay-Z sending investigators out. Why is he sending investigators out? Oh, Jay-Z wants to know this poor woman's name. I would want to know her name too. I want to know exactly who in the heck is accusing me or whatever. And that's every last one of his rights under the law of this country to face your accuser. We got a lot of people on here that are on YouTube that are seemingly becoming communist, nationalist, and fascist, all intertwined into one thought process, which it equates to kind of like this weird form of tribalism. You understand? I had somebody come to my page just today, and I had thrown up, and I had edited real quick, and I had thrown up a video clip so everybody would know what this chick did that wasn't privy to it. It didn't do as well as I thought it would do, but it got out to people. And the funny thing was, you hear these lies. You hear this girl say, and I'm going to play it for you in a little bit. You hear this girl say when she's answering the questions from these investigators, she says very clearly, no, no, and no. Then you turn around. I'm going to show you the good argument here. Because I heard Lisa Smells do a video just a little while ago. Y'all all know Lisa Smells, right? Yeah, you know her. She didn't got back into her dirt bag again. Now she lying again. You know what I'm saying? Rearranging words, rearranging narratives. That's what a lot of these chicks do when they losing. They'll start rearranging narratives, telling you falsehoods and shit like that. I'm up on you though. That reverse psychology shit don't work on niggas that's in the know with shit. So, anyways, and it's very, let's just say, ninth grade twattage. You understand what I'm saying? Ninth grade twattage. So anyway, long story short here, Lisa Smells, she wanted to dispute the fact that Puff right now is entering in something in court or whatever, and I can bring it to you, it don't matter. And Puff is entering something in court right now that says the CNN didn't play the whole entire tape, and the tape only shows a partial effect of what actually happened between him and Cassie in that hotel room. To that, I will still say, Puff, the court you beating on camera. I mean, you can't really, you know what I'm saying? But what you really can do, though, is you can, if you can't provide it or prove it, show that, yes, this tape was edited. This tape was shortened. And I heard Lisa Smells say, now, do you think CNN would do this? Well, let me give you a little history on CNN real quick. CNN was brought up on some other shit before, if many people don't remember. Does anybody in my chat room remember? Anybody in my chat room remember what CNN, as of 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, was accused of? Because I remember, and it was misinformation. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, they had other media outlets reporting on CNN. If you would use your Google, which just like this person said right here, get this person up out of here. Just like you would go in Google right now, you'll see that other outlets were talking about CNN's inappropriate treatment of a certain situation. So it's not beyond them to do it because they've been accused of stuff like this before, not once, not twice, but 3 or 4 times within a couple of small amount of years. So I'm not saying that CNN isn't a seasoned network per se. They're a very young network, to be honest with you, in comparison to NBC, with the blue and red network. But CNN ain't, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to get on your screen and say, yeah, and CNN said it. And then she told another lie. We reached out to the Southern District, but they gave no comment. Ladies, don't take this offense to it. Bitch, stop lying. Stop lying. Like, there's a lot of lying that go on, including this girl, because she was arguing the fact that Puff's team is dumb and Spiro's dumb, Agnifilio's dumb, everybody's dumb. She claimed that the other lawyer, the black gentleman, I'm not gonna say his name again, but because he wants his privacy. She tried to provide an excuse for him, even though this man has never made a statement. If you go look right now, you'll even hear people from the Southern District say this man has no comment on why he resigned. The only person that's privy to is him and the decree he gave the judge to get out of the case. That's it. So you wouldn't know. He didn't release a statement to the public and didn't do it then and hasn't done it since then. So that was a lie. And that's what a lot of these vloggers do. I told y'all, I said it to them. I said, this Puff shit gonna slow down for y'all. And y'all ain't believe me. If you pay attention and go back and look at my old videos and just match up the dates, when I tell y'all shit gonna go on, don't y'all kind of find it ironic that it go down just like I say it's gonna go down, or it go down in a way that you, never mind. Never mind. I worked at Bad Boy for over 17 years. 17. And I'll be trying to tell y'all shit. Like, I literally be giving y'all the game. And motherfuckers will be like, well, I live in Minnesota. I know. Or I live in England. So I know. Or I live in Canada. So I know better than him. Even though he's right there in New York, I know better than him. Because why? I Googled it. This chick, literally, Lisa Smells, gave and provided an excuse for a lawyer on why he reclused himself from a case, which this man has never, ever made a statement. That was a lie, man. That was a blatant lie to your audience once again. You understand what I'm saying? You furthered that up, and then you said, hey, well, Puff's team and Puff is stupid for presenting the argument that there's more of this tape than actually is being shown to the public. And it could have been that CNN may have previously obtained an edited version from whoever they obtained the video from. That's a big possibility, because that small bit of footage will be part of a epic larger partition of footage that would have eclipsed that 24-hour period, if y'all don't get what I'm saying. So they roll the cameras usually either 12 to 24 hours. You understand what I'm saying, with those monitoring cameras? And those cameras upload everything that they have to whoever the company's providing the service. They upload it to their hard drives. So it's continuously going, or whatever. Even back then when this happened, which wasn't that too long ago, it was like 8-9 years ago, it was still the same thing. They would have the service would be provided by a security company. You ask any security professional this, I'm sure they'll tell you the same thing. And the security company would have, what's the name? And it probably transferred from drives to whatever of the monitoring of that hotel. It's not like it was just 2 or 3 people that were sitting downstairs. Somebody said, yeah, it's stored on the server, saved for X amount of time. Thank you. And then it's automatically deleted. You just help me finish off my sentence. So unless there's something pivot in that footage, you understand what I'm saying? At a certain date and time, the company, either is pawn not being contractual with them anymore, or whatever the case may be, or in this case, the hotel closing down, they subside and start to delete footage unless it's part of requests from said company. So 9 times out of 10, they got the footage from the company or person in the company that was part of the hotel. Had nothing to do with it. The hotel is just another residency, just like any other chain of and I'm assuming that I think this was a chain too, that the Marriott or any of these other hotels run, or whatever. They have security companies that come in and provide the for them, the surveillance for them, and things like that. It's been like this for a long time. And so with that being said, and the reason I say that is because the pure simple fact, there was more footage to this. That's just it. There is more footage to it. You understand? So you to present the argument that there's not more footage to what Puff is pointing out and what the team is pointing out is ridiculous. Bitch, you might as well say, oh, well, the whole day the cameras were off except for that moment where Puff was right there, and they only turned on when the beating started happening. And does that make sense to you people? No. Either that place was surveillanced every 12 hours and then renewed and refreshed, or either was renewed every 24 hours. All by clock. Reach out to any surveillance professional right now and ask them the same question. I guarantee you they'll tell you it's been the same for 10 or 15 years. It ain't hard to get rid of camera footage. It's not hard to get rid of camera footage, but that's my point. The camera footage, it's a service. A security form is a service. Okay, I'll explain to you. Okay, so you get what I'm saying. It's a service. So with that service, you pay for that service, or the hotel chain owner, they pay for the service. The staff is never interactive with it except for the servicees that are part of the security team. They're the only people that interact with that. Even the hotel staff have to ask for requests before they can even go into that footage, because it's not privy to them to go into that footage. You can ask anybody that works in security, they're going to tell you. I got a friend right now. You understand what I'm saying? He's been working on the U.S. Navy base for years. Rolling, what up, boy? You understand what I'm saying? And I can tell Nemo Hoes, what up? You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, he would tell you the same thing. He has a guard card, all that. That's how it goes. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not the security has their own security. The hotel has its own security team. They had a security firm. You understand? Does that make sense to y'all now? Okay, cool. So moving on from that, for you to sit there, Lisa Smells, and say on your podcast with a straight face. That's the thing about this chick. I tell you, everything I say about her, I feel like it's the truth. Because, like, you demonstrate that you're a nasty, cantankerous person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be a nice person no matter what. You could never be a friend of nobody. You demonstrate you can never be trusted because you lie to people with a straight face. Let me tell you something about a hoe that lie to niggas with a straight face. That's the coldest bitch you ever meet in your life, nigga. I'm trying to tell you. And every last one of them that I ever met, that was like her, looked like her. Look just like her, cute, whatever, but don't trust it. as the type of chick that tell you, sure, come on over. Where you live at? Yo, I'm over here on down the block. Oh, you right here at this house? No, 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 no. Keep walking down. Keep walking down. New York, y'all know what I'm talking about? Keep walking down. Yeah, just walk down the alleyway right there. You don't see me? Hey, yo, nigga, give it up, nigga. Come on, everything. Yo, what size are those? What size are those, son? Shit. Trust me on that one. She is not to be trusted, Sean. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I don't care what nobody say. Yeah, that's better. This shit was bright as hell. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, they'd be cute. It'd be cuter than a motherfucker. You'd be like, damn, I wipe that up. I mean, by aesthetically, you know what I'm saying? Aesthetically, she ain't an ugly broad. Like, we know that, but something happened to her. Like, it's always shit. Let me tell you something. This is the valuation I got from most of the girls that are online and they do the T sector. Most of them, some way or another, have been hurt, touched, traumatized, or whatever, in some form or fashion. It might not even be to the extreme. Most of them, pervade that they have been. But a lot of these girls, a lot of these girls on here, they be talking, they're trying to give you life advice and shit. They got a nigga that been sitting up in their house for 8 years, ain't been on a leash yet, ain't helped pay no bills, ain't nothing in his name in the place. You know what I'm saying? The T sector is like the gossip sector to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, years ago, you would have had a chick named Miss Bonita sitting in the courtyard of the local housing projects. And she would have been like, well, I ain't the one to gossip, and it would have been shamed. Or if you was up in the nail salon and you was gossiping, people would say in the culture, black culture and Latin culture, you'll stay away from her. She likes a montonchero. You know what I mean? Well, nowadays it's almost applauded. You understand what I'm saying? So you have these individual channels that devote their time to basically being voyeurs. They have no life of their own that's worth talking about previously, currently, or in the future, really. So what they do is they make up these machinations of stories. And what they do is it's almost like watching a novella or a soap opera. You have to tune in every day to see what the developments are within the story. You understand what I'm saying? So this is continuous fray. And basically what these people do is, oh yeah, it's heavily rewarded. It's heavily rewarded. It's rewarded by the people. See, what they did was, and Lisa Smells, and it's not just females that do it either. So I just don't want to send her out to females. I don't want to send out to black females either. It's men that do it too, but let me tell you what I mean. Basically what they do is, and if you pay attention to the T sector, it's all about one thing, and that's beefing. You understand what I'm saying? Who's this person arguing with today? Who are they beefing with today? Who are they arguing with today? Who are they? And they start off 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, the audiences that listen to them, there's 3 things that I found unique about them. One, they have the time to listen. And some of them have devoted hours to listening. I've seen some people come in because it might be raining here one day or whatever the case may be out here in Connecticut where I live at. And I swear to God to you, somebody will go live at like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. They'll still be live till 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. And it's still that same person, still in the chat room, writing a comment every 5 minutes. Many of y'all seen this. And you're like, damn, son, you ain't have nothing to do today? It's sunny out there where you at. You in California. You in Florida. It's good weather down there. You ain't outside now. You glued to the phone watching what the uploading developments are because you want to know the chatter and the tea. So now they're able to package and sell gossiping to people. They have been able to do it, I say, for the past 6 or 7 years. And so what you have is this whole envoy of people that dedicated 5, 10, some people 15 years on here. Well, I won't go as far as 15 years, but I definitely will say 5 to 10 years because 10 years would have put us back in 2015. So I'll go as far as to say 12, 13 years ago. This has been their whole foray. And so what's happened is the average listener now has become accustomed to it, almost wants it. It's almost like a drug to them. That's why somebody could get up at 10 o'clock in the morning and listen to somebody else talk and have conversations about how they beefing with somebody else because America loves violence. You understand what I'm saying? America loves violence. They love it. And so when you get people that this is what they do, and if you just follow what I'm saying, you'll pay attention to it and see it very clearly. What these people do is they get on and they just argue with each other. They just beef with each other. They just Man, listen, I live in the New York City tri-state area. All that yo, and yo, son, I do you something dirty. Like for real. Like I'm dead serious. So I was like, I try to stay away from that area because once I entered it, and I'm saying about personal, and I came into it by accident, that whole T sector. I was talking about something totally different. I'm assuming that everybody in this sector is like some real motherfucker, and they're not. I have never, let me tell you, and I've met criminals that are more noble. And I swear to God to you, I've met criminals that have got more respect and more noble than these average podcasters. Like, for example, they use the hypocritical thing about it is the same tactics that they talk against, they actually utilize. So, for example, they'll say, well, so and so was out of the game because the industry blackballed them, right? That's one that they use all the time, right? Okay, cool. Then you'll find out and you'll start to edge on, you'll start to see something, and you'll say, well, you group together with these 3, 4 podcasters to try to get rid of this individual personality, whether it's Jaguar, right? Whether it's this person, whatever. Please feel assured of this. And I can tell you this. If you ever get attacked by me, and you can record this, whatever the fuck else you want to, I like you to know it's me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a tri-state nigga. I get off on that. Listen, I want you to know this. If something, and this is for all you podcasters or whatever, if something was to go down, right? If something was to go down, right? I want y'all to know this. Most of you, it's your own fault. Most of it's your own fault. Guys, can you make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please? Make sure I get into the algorithm or whatever, whether you're here just to visit or whatever the case may be, just double tap that screen, hit that like button for me. Too many of y'all in here that have so few likes. I appreciate y'all. You have an envoy of individuals that are utilizing the same tactics that they say or report that the music industry is doing, how has done, yet and still they're applying it to people online. So you're using the same trajectory, the same things that you say you speak it against, you using against people. That don't make sense. See, when you group together and you tell people, let me give you an example. Niggas used to literally, I ain't gonna call nobody out. Ask that nigga 50 Cent. Niggas be comparing me to Tupac, DMX, and everything. I'm more like that nigga. I swear to God to you. If you know me, I'm more like that nigga, if anybody. Anyway, listen. Ask 50, man. Niggas used to sign niggas, and then like it'd be like, yo, when your album coming out? January or never. 2000 and never. What's going on? You know what I mean? Peace, God. You know what I'm saying? And that's it was a strategy. And that would ultimately stop the person, halt them, whatever the case may be, from moving on and moving forward, because now they have a contractual agreement that they have to get lawyers and everybody else to get out of. You understand what I'm saying? And so that becomes kind of titty if you ain't never sold an album yet. You understand what I'm saying? Like how you gonna fight the case? How you gonna get somebody to represent you? And most entertainment lawyers, they won't do that pro bono. They don't do cases pro bono. It's not like a criminal case. Criminal cases, lawyers will take pro bono. With entertainment cases, they never like to really take pro bono cases. I mean, if you ain't got the money there, you could pay them out if y'all win and shit, because it's a high probability that you won't win it. You know what I'm saying? For many of reasons. You can have a contract to go back 20 years. And if the language was legal at that time within that contractual agreement, then it holds and bonds that the years those were signed, not by the new laws. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's crazy or whatever. It even equates to a lot of people selling their catalog nowadays. You know what I mean? Because they know when y'all hear people selling their catalogs, you're thinking, okay, well, he had that hit from this or that. That many times what they'll do is they'll maintain onto those hits so they can see the residuals for it. They're looking at the ones where they see less residuals from. So say like you got a single and you put it out with such and such artist, so you got writing credits on it, right? Your residuals you might see from that monthly might not be number $15,000 a month. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't a lot of money, but it is a lot of money to some people, especially investment or capitalist groups. So you know, when you get, I don't know, 10 singles in a catalog that are worth $15,000 each, that adds up to big money. But to somebody that's already a multi-millionaire and they made that money mostly on themselves and they made it with big time freaking hits. What's going on, bro? They made it with big time different hits. You understand what I'm saying? They're gonna keep on to the hits, hold on to the hits. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna sell either the majority of their catalog, which would be the ones that are less monetarily, beneficial and have the least amount of trajectory of being big towards the end, where a lot of these capitalist companies can come in and they can buy that catalog and then get it leased out or whatever to different types of, like, it could be a placement for a commercial placement for, it's a lot of different places you could put this music at. You know what I'm saying? Say you got a commercial, whatever. They might not have been one of T-Pain's biggest hits, but it's still recognizable as T-Pain. And what they're betting on when you're doing placement or you're doing, commercialization or whatever, what they're hoping for is that they'll be able to cash in on a moment. So, like, for example, with T-Pain, Drake, all of them was doing music heavy, even Rick Ross, all of them, it was a moment. So, how can I say, not your ideals necessarily, but your memories are attached to these songs, whether you realize it or not. 10 years from now, for some of y'all, 15 years, 20 years, you'll realize this, however old you are. Those songs are attached to moments. So when you hear those songs, it's attached to a moment that you had good. So that's what those companies are banking on when they do the placement. They're not just buying these catalogs and saying, okay, we're just going to let it sit on it and hope it matures. No, it doesn't work like that. These are not stocks. If anything, they depreciate in value a lot of times. I just explained to you. See, that's the thing. If you're not adjacent or familiar with industry language, then you're not going to understand a lot of things that I'm saying. And this is why I tell you a lot of times. Sometimes I be telling y'all plain in y'all face. Big Small's funeral was the other day. I got on early. I was like, yo, niggas ain't want to fuck with me. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm saying, I'm sticking to my gumption. I be trying to put niggas on. But I ain't appreciate it here, so it is what it is. Artist or CEO, which one do I think is the biggest? Both do have pro and con. I don't even think a CEO really exists anymore, to be honest with you. It's more so an artist market, and that's why it's slumping so much as well. You have allowed the prisoners to run the prison. You understand? I know that's a horrible way of equating it, but it's the truth. When you get people that are artists and now they're trying to tell you how the music game run, but none of these niggas sign checks. None of these motherfuckers basically, honestly, don't even have artists that are worthwhile talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Like, okay, for example, Diddy had 112. Diddy had Big. Diddy had Craig Mack. Diddy had, you can name the groups attached to him, and most of them have success. Most of the artists that are attached outside of Vaughn, how he was with Dirk. Who else? Name me five more. Name me five more. You see what I'm saying? And it becomes harder and harder and harder. I'm talking about in 2015 to 2025. You won't find many that can, duplicate that, because now you'll get an artist and you'll never, this is why you hear of a lot of artists and they end up, you never heard of them. And then all of a sudden they come up on the radar and you're like, yo, who is this? You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, most of those artists, they go and they just start their own campaigns. They go and start their own traveling. They go and start their own performance. Some of them could do it in their local areas. E40, he was making millions upon millions of dollars just in the Bay Area alone and California. So there's a lot of artists that can go out here now because of the digital format that's up. They can allow people to know and purchase their ticket prices, everything like that. So I think if a CEO came back in the interest of, like, he's extension of, he's his A&R is his extension, which I think A&Rs need to be back out here. I think if A&Rs came back out here, it's two things that will fix up the music industry right now. You have to put some type of capitalization and some type of new monetary gain upon streaming. You understand what I'm saying? In some cases, the streaming, when you break down the sharing and you break down the advertisers that go along with the streamers or whatever, a lot of times you'll find that Spotify and many of these other ones, they're getting paid more than the artist that actually made the song. Even the record company getting more than the artist. And there's no real way to, like Snoop said it before too, there's no real way of breaking it down, but adding on to my own with it, you need to get maybe possibly an audit of everything that's happening in the music industry from the past 10 years to find out where the streaming companies were sending their money. And I think that's something that has to be done congressionally. You have to bring that up in front of the Congress and Senate and things like that and have a hearing on it. And then you'll find out, okay, well, all this money go to, like I'll give you an example. YouTube is the same format. They depend on advertisers. So as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, when y'all watch this on the replay, you're gonna see a commercial come up. It might be a commercial that come up right now while I'm doing this or whatever, because they sold that advertiser spot to make money. They do it off all of us. You understand what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me because they get paid millions and millions of dollars. Some of these companies, they'll come in, they'll say, we want advertiser for the next, I don't know, next year. And they'll pay a flat fee for that next year. Or they'll have money set aside for that year just for that advertising spot right here on YouTube. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yo, one of y'all do me a favor, right? Y'all gotta donate nothing, but can y'all write my Cash App in there, whatever, because I don't stream for free. You know what I'm saying? I've been here for 5 years. I didn't earn my right. You know what I'm saying? So it's $ STRINGERBELL80. And can y'all also hit that like button? I appreciate it. Again, that's S T as in terrific, R as in ready, I as in incomplete, N as in never, G as in great, E as in everyone, R as in right, B as in boy, E as in everyone, L as in life, L as in life again, the number 8 and the number 0. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Like how you got that spelled there. Queen me. Anyway, go back. Thank you too. So, long story, and please, guys, make sure y'all hit that up or whatever. If you don't know, I'm a type of vlogger. I don't just do vlogs from my bedroom. I hate doing them from here. I travel when I go to locations and things like that or whatever. So all your money is, and I also, when y'all donate, I also give you a personal thank you, and I also show you what I did with your donation money. You understand what I'm saying? Which I think is the most important thing. It is a thing that I've done over the 5 years that I've been here. Many of the people that donated to me can contest to this. You understand what I'm saying? If you are from another streamer's podcast and have found your way to me, a lot of people don't like me because they don't even know me, but they don't like me because of my attachment once upon a time with Bad Boy Entertainment or whatever the case may be. And that's fine. But just don't come in and start attacking me or calling me names. Have a conversation with me. I'm very easy to talk to. I answer your questions if you got any in the chat room or whatever the case may be. And other than that, but if you come in here and you acting crazy or you talking crazy, you're going to get the same fucking energy, huh? So, let's be cordial, whatever. I'm trying to take on a new leaflet here this year, and I'm trying to be more understanding and cool and things like that. You know what I mean? Towards people and shit. So, how's everybody doing? You chill as fuck when Wide Side in the first place. I appreciate that. I'm glad people see that. They think we're so rough up here. And guys, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Just double tap the screen 2 times. That's all, so I can get some engagement. If you guys don't want to, proceed or whatever. And also, we have products that are available. Go get your guy or your girl nice fragrance or whatever down there from the top leading stores: Sephora, Neiman Marcus, Macy's. Ain't no cheap stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? You get a bottle for your girl for about $1.70. You know what I'm saying? She probably gonna want some red bottoms after that. So don't go purchase that perfume if you ain't go get her some red bottom or some Jimmy's or some Veras. That's all I'm saying. If you that nigga that's sleeping, I was playing. Man, she might want something else. Yeah, you know what? I don't deviate from being myself. These guys on this channel have seen me in front of Trump Tower, inside Trump Tower, then seen me at the courthouse, everywhere. And I'm always the same person. And it's weird. A lot of people can't understand it because a lot of people, they'll change up themselves. Um, and I'm gonna get back into what I was talking about. I just want to say this. A lot of people will change up this up when they get certain companies, start talking to certain actors or whatever. And yes, you have to deviate from the street language a little bit when you're talking to certain people because some people just not gonna understand you if you don't. But at the same time, I keep myself intact and keep it the same way I am all the time. I don't have to get up on camera and be like, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, it sound like I'm 13 years old or something like that. You know what I mean? And like quite really sound like I'm out of my mind. You know what I mean? So anyway, long story short, make no mistake about it. A lot of these podcasters now are using the same strategies that they say they speak against, or what they think it is and their interpretation of it. So they'll go and they'll grab other subscribers, tell them to go to people's pages, do whatever. They'll go and promote that you don't subscribe to somebody, or you don't donate to somebody, or you don't financially support certain people, all in efforts to get the same financial support that they're talking against. They will get in groups together, whatever, and be like, he's always asking for donations and da. If you go back in my history, my videos on my mother, there's some I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours and I'll mention my Cash App 2 times because I know after I'm done and I've been talking for 2.5 hours, I'm gonna want a coffee. I'm gonna want something to eat. You understand what I'm saying? You can't even get nothing in New York to eat for under $15. So if that's wrong, what makes your advocacy right when you're not doing anything but reading back stuff that somebody else wrote? When I'm giving you a full-fledged, not only an opinion, but somebody who was actually in that business. I think I'm more valuable. So I encourage everybody to support my channel. Shout out to the 13 people that just left because that's not what they like to do. They like to get information for free. I heard somebody say that the other day. They said, information is for free. All right, go tell that to an accountant. Go tell that to a CPA. Go tell that to a lawyer. Go tell them information is free. You're going to tell me how much my house is evaluated at. Go ask an appraiser. Tell them that. Information is for free. How much is my house worth? Go ask a tax preparer. You see what I'm saying? So when you get people to try to simplify things like that, is because they have no interest in helping out. You know what I mean? Ever heard of Tommy Wright the Third? No, I've never heard of Tommy Wright the Third. I know you're gonna try to put something funny behind it, so go ahead, get off your chest, man. Be the comedian that you always wanted to be. The second thing that I don't like that a lot of these subscribers do is they're now lying on people, and I've seen quite a few YouTubers, including some that I can't stand, but it do stand for everything that's right. And so even though I don't like you, I'm going to speak on your behalf. This is the thing. I've noticed now that 6 or 7 different YouTubers are saying the same thing. They got people coming in the chat. They got people coming in there talking crazy to them. They got people coming in there threatening them or whatever. I don't care if it's Jaguar Wright. I don't care if it's the dude with the crown on his head. I don't care if it's Pork Chop. Whoever it is. You understand what I'm saying? That type of behavior is sucker behavior. You understand what I'm saying? And for some of you podcasters, this was the same type of behavior that a lot of y'all, because if you wasn't good, I would have been and blocked you. So you good, family. Anyway, I could take a joke. I ain't that sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I try to be. Just make sure y'all hit up the Cash App, support it, man. I'm trying. It shouldn't be no reason with 24K subscribers I shouldn't be able to see at the minimum. And I don't think that's much for asking. I do material here every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually slowed down, but I got to pick it up because I need my numbers. But yeah, man, it's hard on here for a pimp. Anyway, the second type of, I don't know, this online zesting, that's the best way I could put it, is when you get people that literally their whole intent is to start a disinformation campaign about somebody. And I've seen like several other podcasters say the same thing. And I equate it kind of like hood shit. And I'm gonna tell you why I compare it to that. I compare it to hood shit, and I'm talking about front stoops and center courtyard project, high-rise project, 35 floors. You understand? I like niggas in the project, they do shit like that. Say like you live in the projects, right? And like every 2-3 weeks you got on new sneakers, right? When niggas see you every 2-3 weeks with new sneakers on, now they're like, yo, fuck that nigga. Nigga ain't did nothing to nobody. He's like, yo, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how it go. All my real niggas, y'all know what I'm talking about. So I ain't gotta explain to y'all. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Niggas will literally be like that. You pull up with the Benzo, the Porsche, you pull up with the, you know what I mean, the Mozzie. Niggas is looking at you like, yo, fuck that nigga. I can't get it like that right now. Yo, fuck that nigga. And that's how they'll be. White people do this, Spanish people do this, black people do this if you're poor. But I'm just pointing out the niggas right now. Oh, it's all good. What I said was, imagine you the dude in the hood, right? And every 2 weeks you got the whistle and you got the new pair of sneakers on. Or you the dude in the hood that's always got the newest car. You know what I'm saying? Like you pull up and nigga, I had to do it. I had to do it. You know what I mean? Like motherfuckers is not gonna like you. Niggas on here, like I have people tap in with me, and the only thing they know is their favorite podcaster told them, yo, me and that nigga beef before, so don't like him either. I don't never tell nobody that. You know what I'm saying? But what these niggas will do is they'll congregate together and they'll be like, we're gonna go after so-and-so this week, right? Which is really some sucker shit. Because if you're a real man, you do it by yourself. So you notice I don't never have nobody on camera with me. I don't do no panels or none of that. I can have like some of the roughest motherfuckers. Like, you remember that one time, if y'all remember that podcast, that was one of my mans in them. He's a Honduran nigga. And he came in, crazy Honduran nigga too. He came in, he said, yo, you don't know who that nigga know. He was talking to y'all. Y'all ain't getting it. Because it be certain more peoples in here that, you know what I'm saying, be hearing shit. So it was crazy to me because I was sitting there and I was listening to motherfuckers. And not only are they talking down on other podcasters when we know this shit, this life is hard. New York City tri-state. This life is hard podcasting. This is our job. I'm monetized on this motherfucker. I got products for sale. This is our job. You understand? And so when somebody come in and they start breaking all kinds of rumors and all kinds of shit about you, whatever, it makes it very hard for you as a podcaster. Well, that's the same thing that used to happen in the music industry. Motherfuckers just start a rumor, yo, stay away from such and such. They hard to work with. Yo, don't fuck with so-and-so, da-da-da-da-da. And in this particular instance and in this particular example, I got to point to one Jaguar Wright. Bitch, ain't that what they did to you? Ain't that what they did to you, Huggy? They did the same goddamn thing to Jaguar Wright. I'd rather see my neighbor doing well as long as they are humble about it. I don't care if you were arrogant about it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. I don't, and I think this is the problem a lot of Black and Spanish people have. A lot of Black and Spanish people have come under this note. They went from everybody must come up. Let me even take it back further than that. I have had this conversation with somebody that was older than me before. My uncle, shout out to him. And so I can break this down for you. Now, he's Black American, so let me break it down for you. He has a story, and his version of it is, after the Vietnam War was over and all that shit was over, whatever, and the civil rights thing, it kind of started dying down. What happened was you got a lot of people that were formerly in these pro-Black movements and shit like that or whatever. They now started to get into corporate America. You had a lot of people that was part of the Puerto Rican nationalist movement. They started motivating themselves and bring, because that was a real first. The Puerto Rican nationalist movement, only people in New York know what I'm talking about. This is niggas that Puerto Ricans climbed to the top of the motherfucking Statue of Liberty and put the Puerto Rican flag on the Statue of Liberty. You understand what I'm saying? And all them niggas climbed down and proudly went to jail. You know what I'm saying? Catch up about that if you don't know. But they did this back in I think it was like the 80s or something. It was way, way before my time. But anyway, coming out of the 60s, coming into the 70s, it was now a new tone. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to understand this for the young ones too. Listen to this because this will show you why you're at where you're at right now. And it took me a minute to catch it too. But you got to, all these periods in time when it comes to African Americans and Latinos are very, very, very important because not only does the demographic show, the timeline show how the music business started to pivot into other different mediums and things like that and how the sell mediums went or whatever, but you get a perfect trajectory of not only how the music business pivoted, but you get a trajectory of why the music business pivoted is because the usage and the vehicles that people were now consuming. And music has always been an outlet for the times. The music reflects the times. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the podcasters reflect the times versus the music. And it's very dangerous. It was dangerous when it was just the music. And I'll give you an example. Billie Eilish, or whatever her name is, real cute chick. She had a song when I think it was on her third album, All Good Girls Go to Hell. And in the depiction of it, you see a fallen angel. That's basically what it was in the video. Go look at the video if you ain't never seen it. You understand exactly what I'm talking about. That depicted the times. And a lot of people gravitated towards her because they found something in sequence. She had a whole album that almost every last one of the videos was kind of like this sub-demonic type. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Sub-demonic type shit, right? And so it was a telltale signal of the times. Coming out of the 60s and now coming into the 70s, what happened was all those pro-black people, all those people that stood on something and they had seen people killed, arrested, everything else or whatever, they were tired. And so they gave up. I ain't even gonna hold you. They gave up. And they started getting themselves into the corporate world. You know, Angela Davis, I forgot what fucking college she teaches at, and a whole bunch of them people that were from that period, they segued themselves instead of going towards this freedom and everything they were talking about. They went right into the same system that they were speaking against. Well, you see the same thing with the podcasters now. They speaking against the system, but all their efforts are in fact to be part of the system. You understand what I'm saying? And that system is not just definitive of rap artists or singers or movie stars or whatever. It's any motherfucker that wants to be presumed as an idol, someone that should be faceted as someone we hold up high, and you know what I mean? And so that's the definition really of a superstar, of an idol. So these superstars and these idols are now turned themselves to segue themselves into what you call corporate America, and now turned back from being these righteous, fight for nothing, stand for nothing, fight for less type motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? That are now in corporate America. So one time, brother Hakeem is now just Hakeem. You know what I'm saying? Hakeem Jeffries. Let's call him Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries works a 9 to 5. He's in marketing. You understand what I'm saying? He comes to work and he talks like this. Before he used to be, hey, what's going on, brother? Now he kind of talks like this. You know what I mean? Hey, guys, what's going on? How was skiing this weekend? Great. You know what I mean? Hakeem Jeffries. So Hakeem Jeffries now is under this hypnosis that usually comes in corporate America. I never saw it the degree that I thought I was, but I'll give you an example how I did see it, just and recognize that I saw how miserable these motherfuckers were. Okay, so in the building where I'm perfect example here, then I'm gonna continue that part. When I worked in the building I worked in 1540 Broadway. This is when I was working with Bad Boy, and their distributor was Arista Records, Clive Davis. All right. So they literally were like 2 floors or maybe 3 floors on top of us or whatever. Like our floor was here, they were like 2 floors on top of us, all the Arista Records. Now, this is the funny thing. And I'm not taking shots at any ex-employees used to work at Arista. But I used to see them motherfuckers because they used the same elevator. There was sets of elevators that we used for each floor. So everybody didn't universally use the same elevators. We had set elevators because there would be elevators that strictly the stars and the artists use. There would be elevators that was security, you know what I mean? Only they would use it to bring up the artists and stuff like that. It was different elevators that we used. You know what I'm saying? I remember when niggas used to be, yo, Puff coming up. Oh, shit. I remember them times. And so, long story short, the point I'm getting at is here. I used to see a lot of them people that used to come down from Arista, Random House Publishing was in there too. And they always look like drones, or many of them look unhappy. And then I always saw everybody that worked with us was always jovial and happy. And, yo, where we at tonight, nigga? What club we going to? You know what I mean? Like, all the time. Yo, I heard in 2 weeks we going to Miami again. You know, I heard in a month we getting ready to go out here. You know, that was always the momentum. And I said, well, wow, I had a totally different experience in corporate America, that someone of the same hue and color of me, if they worked for a company that was white at the same time period, and I'm talking about my time period, I was 20, what was I, 20 going on 21 when I joined Bad Boy, something like that. And so I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, whoa, I had a totally different experience than the average white black person that works in corporate America. This is the truth. You understand what I'm saying? Like, no matter what you say, I always can put on my resume, BMG, Bertelsmann Music Group. It's a German conglomerate. You understand what I'm saying? They're internationally known. So I can always put that on my resume. I can also put Atlantic Records on my resume. I can also put Interscope Records on my resume. Are you following me here? I can put those on my resume. Some of these people that are the same color as me, they can't even put one of those at that same elk on their resume. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they had worked the same job for 10, 15, 20 years. I had accomplished that within a 12-year period. So I had done that by 34, 33, 34. I had worked for 3 different companies. You understand what I'm saying? Like, follow me here. You're talking about reality versus sitting around and guessing, or sitting around and pretending, or sitting around. You understand what I'm saying? So let me continue. I saw blacks that worked at those companies, and they wasn't the happiest looking of people. They wasn't. I saw Latinos that worked at them companies. They wasn't the happiest looking of people. They always looked rushed. They always looked stressed out. They always looked like they wasn't having fun. They always looked like there was a job. It wasn't like a career. It was a job to them. And I'm like, okay, well, some people was like that depending on what their situation is. I can accept it. Doubling back and how this makes sense. Those same people from the 60s, and it transcended into the 70s. Those same blacks that at one time, and Latinos at one time, that had fought for the people's rights, fought for the people, all that stuff or whatever, were now segued into corporate America. So now all the belief systems that they had and everything like that, you know what I'm saying, had now exasperated. They wasn't there no more. Now they have a new lust and a new modus operandi that they must have on. And that modus operandi is this: make money and integrate yourself into the rest of society versus fighting against society. Or join and say you have good intentions, where you once got a person that would say, I'm gonna join state council, I'm gonna join the police department, or I'm gonna join, and once they join, within 10 to 15 years, that same Spanish or black police officer is now being brought up on charges or accused of taking advantage of people in the same neighborhoods. That he would never go to that extreme in an all white or suburban neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? And I've seen this a million times. I live in the suburbs. I can tell you this for a fact. I've seen this a million times in my life. I've always lived around mostly Greeks and Italians, Jewish folks, or whatever, out here in Connecticut. That's what it is. If you look it up yourself, 37% of our state literally is Italian. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about New York Italian. These are Italians that really speak Italian. These are Italians that can tell you where they're from in Italy. These are just trust me on this one. You understand what I'm saying? Do your own diligence. Look it up for yourself if you like. But those are the type of Italians I've always been around. You understand? And this is lifelong. This ain't just something that just popped up, or, you know what I'm saying? I've said this from day one that I was on here. Anyway, long story short, the reason I brought that up is because of the pure simple fact. You're now coming to the 80s. And now you're in the 80s, and now you got some of these same people that are now in positions in corporate America, specifically in the music business and entertainment business. Now, though you may know, they've got people that come through and they do their due diligence. They put people in the right situations, black people, Latin people. They are responsible. Suzanne Dupas, Debbie Allen, Byron Allen. They used to make fun of Byron Allen. I remember that coming up. They used to make fun of Byron Allen. Now they all praise him because he's a billionaire. They used to make fun of Byron Allen. Byron Allen used to be a comedian from what I remember. And there was many others that actually helped out black people extremely a lot, and they never hold praise to them. Never hold praise to them because it's so easy now. Why hold praise to them, right? And so those people, they were limited on what they could do in the foray as far as Hollywood was concerned because they were so successful. You can't take away from Debbie Allen and say Debbie Allen was successful. You can't take away from many of these people that come from that elk that kept on pushing. But the thing is, those same people that kept on pushing and provided all these different artists like the Quincy Jones that provided us Michael Jackson and the way we wanted and finally got to hear him and people like that, it was minimum of them in the business that were on that side of just being like open to this idea and that idea and this idea. This don't make sense to y'all, but for the people that know what I'm talking about, they know. And this needs to be said. Those people that were from the 80s and transcended a little bit into the 90s or whatever, that's when, in my opinion, the music game started to change. And I'm going to tell you why. Now you got MTV. They're pushing the video. The video is a new form of marketing, right? They refuse to play any rap videos on there. And then a lot of people don't give Will Smith credit about this as much as they talk shit about him in hip hop. MTV at the time was running music videos all the time. They didn't want to play rap music. And then finally they started playing rap music at a certain time at night. You understand what I'm saying? It was at nighttime. After all the kids should have been in bed and everything like that, they played, I think it was one or two or three rap videos or whatever. I think it may have been the Fat Boys or somebody else or whatever. Very kind of quasi commercial groups, nothing real hardcore. And then came along the Beastie Boys and everything like that. That's when they started getting a little bit more open to it. But anyway, and I remember all this growing up. Long story short, you had these people now that were in corporate America in the 90s or whatever. And this is also the time, in my opinion, that you see the music start to digress. You got implements of the love ballads and things like that would have came from Marvin Gaye in the 80s and in the 70s and things like that. But now you got a new sound trying to cultivate. And what you have is you have blacks and Latinos on the subject of monetarily. They want to grab hold of that new sound. You understand what I'm saying? They're willing to do anything they can. They'll scramble and scrape anything they can together that sounds kind of sonically good and put it out. You understand what I'm saying? This is why in any time, and you can check this for yourself, in any time in music history, ain't no time like the 80s and the 90s where you saw so many one-hit wonders. I swear to God to you, the 80s and the 90s, you saw, and I say early 2000s, when you saw your biggest batches of one-hit wonders. And the one-hit wonders were becoming more frequent because people started seeing, okay, now we could just work an artist. He comes out one time, even if the second one fails, we made our money back. We've made our investment back. So we don't need to do anything else. Now this started becoming more and more and more because of the vehicle it changed. It wasn't 45s, it wasn't just records or cassette tapes anymore. Now we have what you call the freaking CD. Now, shortly after the CD, you got Napster, you could download the file. Now, soon after that, you got Apple iTunes, which is basically Napster, and Napster got taken to court. You understand what I'm saying? Now you got them. You understand what I'm saying? So now you got all these different ways, right? Which you can get the vehicle of music, but at the same time, it's depreciated the value. So for me, when I came into Bad Boy, they were still selling CDs. We had a store in Times Square called Virgin Mega Store. There was Tower Records down by 14th Street. And there was a couple other ones all across the city. FYE was a bigger one. And like all these people, all these artists, they used to come into the store and they would actually do album signings and CD signings. They don't do that too much no more. I ain't seen that in years. But they used to do that. And so I say probably last time I saw this was probably like in 2014, 15. I think Rick Ross had did one. Maybe 16. That was the last in-store that I really saw like that. And it's sad. But what I'm trying to explain to y'all is it was the practices of people that came out of the 70s or whatever that came into these corporate entities that really shaped the infrastructure of what you now see in the urban music corner. So when you blaming people, you say, "Oh, well, this white dude did this white." Well, they didn't, maybe so, but they did it on behest of blacks and Latinos. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And these blacks and Latinos, they wouldn't come in and speak up and say, "Hey, we don't want that rap album or whatever." There was a lady named C. Dolores Tucker. I want y'all to look up C. Dolores Tucker. C. Dolores Tucker in Harlem took a steamroller. This is up on camera. You can go check it out for yourself. I might even cut it up, put it up for you. C. Dolores Tucker. She took a steamroller and she rolled over a whole bunch of CDs and rap CDs or whatever. It was all kind of artists at the time that were on it. And people asked her, they said, "Why are you doing that?" And I think NWA, Ice Cube was in that file. It was everything she considered gangster rap. And she did it because she said this music in the future is going to be a problem. And everybody ridiculed her in the black community. They said, "This bitch don't know what she talking about," blah, 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 blah. They said all kinds of stuff about her. C. Dolores Tucker died so many years ago. She was a mean old cunt, if you looked at her, just for the believer. One thing she wasn't wrong about was she was fucking right. She was exactly right. Because now if you look at it and you fast forward or whatever, the same attitudes that you condemn in the rap industry are now showing itself in the podcast industry. And make no mistake about it, it is an industry. Oh, it's an industry on its own. Small industry, but an industry. They're doing the same tactics. We don't like this one, so let's get rid of him. We don't like her, so let's make up a rumor about her. She said this about my cousin, so We're gonna call up her mother and interview her mother and have her mother turn on her so we can both laugh at the end. We don't like so and so because they take sides with so and so, like, you know, real ninth grade twattage type shit. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, B? And so, you know, when you're dealing with all that or whatever, and you hear these niggas or whatever, just be assured that a lot of the positions that they're taking and a lot of stuff that they're saying it because of the pure simple fact they know it brings them views, they know it brings them money, and they know that they're using these tactics on the back end door, whether it's behind membership paywalls, whether it's on Patreon, wherever the fuck it is. A lot of y'all fuck niggas that be on here on YouTube, y'all niggas should be disgusted with yourself. The lengths that these niggas will go through to make money, and then they'll sit there and try to preach to you how the music industry is so evil. And I'll be like, well, that's what niggas in the music industry would do. You see what I'm saying? If you're gonna put it like that, yo, homie, I don't know you, and you interrupting my podcast, and you ain't got no motherfucking money. Like, fuck out of here. I don't mind if you write one or two, you know, comments in there, whatever. I even say what's up to you. But if you can't, nigga, the headband finished. Nigga, this ain't a headband. This is a hat, you goofy motherfucker. This nigga said I had a headband on. This nigga said I had a headband on. I got the shoe, not the shoes. Not the Adidas too. Not the Adidas. Nigga, I wish I would get caught out here with a motherfucking headband on. Yo, I'm gonna let you live on that one, Shad. I'm gonna let you live on that one. I'll take that one. I can let you live on that one. I can let you live on that because with the angle you seeing it. Well, come on, my nigga. Come on. Ain't no niggas out here wearing no headband. Well, I supposed to have a do-rag under it. You know what I'm That's pure New York shit right there. Niggas had a headband, and then had a do-rag up under. That's some Bronx shit. That's some Bronx and Harlem shit. East side, though. Shout out to Harlem. Shout out to the Bronx. Hold on one second, y'all. Let me share this. People don't come to my podcast to learn anything. They come, like I told you, these people are like suckers for, they think that the podcast is supposed to go the way that they want it. I'm supposed to be talking about topics they want to talk about. It got dog shit on them Adidas. Got dog shit on those Adidas. That's what's up, man. Shane Collins said, you got dog shit on your Adidas. Is that it? Yo, homie, real talk? Nah, I ain't even gonna get into that. Listen, man. Peace. Peace, homie. It always some dude in here talking crazy. Yeah, well, we don't love you. For real. Anytime somebody came here and wrote, we love black men. Somebody came in here and wrote some shit like that. I don't trust you. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust you. Anyway, let's keep it moving. Now, the reason I explained all that shit or whatever, is because of the hubris of different individual podcasters out here every day that always picking sides with someone. So I use Lisa Smells. You can figure it out how you figure it out as an example. I went to yesterday, and let me just play this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let me play this for y'all real quick. Where's that? Whose crackhead nephew is this? I'm far from a crackhead, but that's a cute one right there. That's the other one they do right there too, y'all. Be aware of that. They go around to people's podcasts. They'll come in the chat room, be like, he's a crackhead. Someone's a crackhead. Somebody's on this. Somebody's on that. Like, they just the purest motherfuckers in the world. Meanwhile, old Chester the molester over here might be fucking with his 13-year-old niece or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Little do you know, he's the motherfucker that's stealing money from his family to provide for his habits that he has. This is the same type of motherfucker that's sitting right now in his girl's house and ain't on the lease. And once it break home, motherfucker, you might be up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? She almost got rid of your ass in December. You remember that snowstorm we had back then? You better be careful, nigga. You better be careful. You understand what I'm saying? You one argument away from being homeless, motherfucker. One argument away. It always be them niggas. Always. Trust me when I tell you. The real niggas donate. The fake niggas write comments all motherfucking day. Talking about key. I ain't got time for that key shit. You want to key, go over there with the girls. Girls key. We don't key over here, nigga. We don't do no keys over here. I don't like dudes like that. Key. You leave off with a sentence and say key. I just don't mess with you. Give me 1 second, y'all. For y'all to want to be here, for y'all that don't, y'all can go about your business. It don't really matter. Go to one of the gossiping channels, get your feel for the day. You understand? Go over to one of them gossiping channels. Oh, girl, guess what I found out? Oh, there's another one there. How can I donate? I love those type right there. So let's play this. This is my edit.
You're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there. He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly,
This is the construct.
That kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
with Jay-Z. Busby did?
Yeah.
The mental projection of your digital.
Say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I never said that.
Okay, did they also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money?
No.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo.
Everybody,
Let me play that one more time for you.
what's going down episode? That's my mom. Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly,
This is the construct.
That kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
with Jay-Z. Busby did?
Yeah.
The mental projection of your digital.
Say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I never said that.
Okay, did they also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money?
No.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo.
Everybody!
Yeah, y'all just heard what that chick said. Now, I tried to get it as best as I could. If y'all don't understand or do understand or whatever the case may be, we have this woman that has accused Jay-Z of the worst, and she's recanting her story. People had said there must be some disparaging things in the story in the first place, for the same thing, I believe, because like I said, after doing my backtracking on foot in person, I found the same thing to be true. I said, this is impossible what she's saying. Gene Dill, he later on added, I don't remember us having limos either. I was like, yeah, you know what? I was around since 2000 at Bad Boy. And I don't remember in this almost 16, 17 years I was there, us ever having limos. We always had SUVs. Everybody had their own whips, which were high-end whips. Puff had the powder blue Bentley back then with the drop top. You understand? I got a picture in front of that car. I'll show it to you. But nah, it wasn't no limos. I don't never remember no limos. I don't ever remember Puff being in a limo. Like he might have been going to an award show or something like that or whatever, but wasn't no limos. Anyway, long story short here. Y'all heard the audio that I just pressed right there and I played for y'all, whatever. And there was all the contention of doing this to show y'all that this girl is something off about her. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the autism or whatever, which Lisa Smells, she wants to correlate it. I mean, not Lisa Smells. Another particular personality here try to equate it to a hate crime. Bitch, you know damn well that girl developed motherfucking autism at an older age. Now stop that shit. Stop that shit. That girl developed, by her own admission, she developed autism at an older age. Can we all agree on that? And this is what the Jay-Z Accuser girl says, or they say about her. So she wasn't autistic. She wasn't handicapped, any of that, when she says all this stuff took place, or at least at the very least, she wasn't diagnosed. So therefore, it won't even hold up. You have to have a diagnosis for that. She wasn't diagnosed with anything. So, and if anybody should know that, Huggy should know that. Right, Huggy? All right. You got a big diagnosis, right, Huggy? Let me hear you one more time. You got a big diagnosis, right? Oh, all right. You know what I mean? My brother, this ain't no hate. I ain't say you were hating. The Jay-Z accused, here, I'm going to play it for you again, all right? This will help you out. Listen very carefully. for the people that just showed up or whatever. I don't want to neglect y'all, excuse me. So let me let y'all hear this once again.
From the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama.
Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly,
This is the construct.
That kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
with Jay-Z. Busby did.
Yeah.
The mental projection of your digital.
Say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. I never said that.
Okay. Did they also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money?
No.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo.
That you just clearly sat there and said that you didn't tell them that Tony Busby tried to circumnavigate you into this. Then when he come ask you, you say, no, I ain't saying nothing like that. Blatantly lying. I won't go as far as to say it's a white woman trying to tear down a man of color. I would go further than that, and I would say this seems like a group of black women bent on defending or pivoting a white woman into the judicial system to get some justification of what they deem that nigga acting too big for his britches. That's what they used to call it. See, let me tell you this. There's a group of people in black and Latin culture and white culture too. This white culture is actually where it stemmed from. Racist white culture, not white culture as a whole, but racist white culture. There's a racist black culture, racist Latin culture. Yes, there is. So I'm black and Latin, trust me. Yes, there is. So anyway, long story short, I believe despite the prosperity of so many people speaking, and they happen to always particularly be either one or three. And I'm not trying to take shots at anybody. It's either a man from the LGBT community, black women of a certain type of elk, though. Not all black women of a certain elk, usually the ghetto elk. And I mean extremely ghetto. I know people that are hood all the time. You understand what I'm saying? But then even they know when to cut it and get serious. These are people that live their lives 24 hours a day. So girls will come outside and they'd be like, that's the chick that's at the local Starbucks. Like, bitch. I know you ain't make my breakfast for Tata like that. Bitch. Don't make me tear this motherfucker. She one of them hoes. So these hoes now, because you get a free account here on YouTube, these hoes are now on YouTube expressing that same vitriol, fucking disgusting attitude that they have in public. This certain elk. Now, I'm not brown nosing because if you know me best. I don't give a fuck about a bitch. If I hurt your feelings, whatever, hoe better me than the train hitting you. You understand what I'm saying? Because I really love some of you hoes. I really do. But at the same time, there's a batch of you hoes I don't like. You're mean, you're cantankerous, you lie. You sell people imageries of things that are not actually going on, and you want those people to accept it as your truth, but when the actual truth come out, y'all don't have shit to say. This bitch that accused Jay-Z is lying. She not only lied, she's either lying to the private investigators, or she's either lying to Tony Busby. But I know what y'all heard on Tony Busby. And Tony, if you're smart, you drop this bitch like a bad habit. This bitch is no good. This bitch is going to be the end of your motherfucker. I lost 10 people when I called her a bitch. Fuck that bitch. I'll double down on it. Fuck this lying-ass scumbag bitch. Trying to get 10 minutes for some shit that happened. And this is the problem I have with a lot of these bitches. Like, this is one bitch that be on here for 25 years. 25 years. This woman has literally been going from podcast to podcast to podcast. Well, I won't say 25 years, but out of 25 years ago when this happened, for at least the past 10 years, if not 7, this bitch has been on podcast to podcast to podcast. Diddy shot me. Sean shot me. Somebody shot me, but ain't nobody really shoot me. I just got some bullet fragments because if I really would have got shot with that snub nose, my whole fucking schnosh would have been gone. You understand what I'm saying? You got hit with, and luckily enough, you just got hit with fragments. But bitch, let's be real. Yeah, you had some surgery done or whatever, but you also took a payout. Why the fuck are you online advocating anything? anti-anything. Sound like you kind of pro everything. You took the money. What happened to the money, Mom? You got well over $1 million. Nobody asked this bitch that question. What happened to the money? What happened to the money? Is that a fair question to ask? If I got $1 million, y'all asking Umar what happened to the money. Why you ain't asking this bitch what happened to her money? But this hoe out here taking cash apps and everything like that. And the last time I checked, bitch, something violent happened to you. You wasn't sexually assaulted and you took a payout. That's the problem I have. How once you take the money, there is no more talking. There's no more advocacy. Bitch, you part of the system now. You don't get that. But in the Black and Latin world, they will call it something else. But what it is. If you take down we said, if I had $1 million, either I'm going to rob you or I salute you. Either or, more or less. And don't be a nigga we don't like. Like I gotta agree with you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, if you get $1 million, right? What happened to the money? And nobody want to ask this shit. And that's the problem. And I'm finding more and more Black and Latin culture, they like to deviate from giving the women accountability for the shit that they do. Bitch, you and your lawyer came to motherfucking agreement that you was gonna take the money. So take the money, bow the fuck out, enjoy your fucking life. That's what you agreed on. That doesn't mean, okay, I take the money, spend the money up, get whatever I want, try to move down to here, there, wherever, down south. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put out where you at or whatever, because you still a New York chick. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm talking to you like a Northeast white bitch. Where the money? And until you can answer that and give us some motherfucking itemized motherfucking excuse why a bitch that took $1 million is now on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? Now on YouTube and still collected donations. They're like, bitch, you done double dipped the pot. But this is what motherfuckers do. They allow women to jump on here because so many of them, let me tell y'all something. Y'all can look these demographics up. As a whole, 40% of the population, all right, of women in the United States, Black, white, polka dot, all together, 40% of them give birth to children fatherless. This is the truth. I'm talking Black, white, Spanish, all like 40% of the nation's children are born to single mothers as of 2024. The 2025 numbers, of course, have not been out. You can go to the CDC or you can go to it's another one too. Medicaljournal.com or something shit like that. I forgot what it is. I think it's medicaljournal.com. But they're part, they get all their demographics and whatever. So yeah, we're not having those kind of conversations right now. Peace. So basically, they get those type of demographics or whatever, and they provide them to the people, whatever. So with that being said, 40% of the population as a whole, the women in the population, give birth to children by themselves. But at the highest within that demographic of all three of the women is Black women. Second after that is Latin women. A lot of people don't bring that conversation up. I'm going to start talking more about that too, because there's a whole bunch of Latinas that's out in the barrio that's having motherfucking los nene, entonces saben su solo. So we'll talk about that later. Ya, por ahora, tú sabes, tú estás bien ahora. Tú estás bien. Tú sabes. Oye, un step papi. Oye, que no papi, no, ese no papi. Ese es un papi por 2 años. Anyway, listen, la gente. Now, the 72% rate, African-American women and men are born to single Black mothers. And so if you're a boy or a girl, you grow up with this adoration for mama. Hold on. You have to give me a second. I'm sharing this because some people don't like that I'm plain spoken. They rather have that soft. I just don't do soft. I don't do soft shoe broadcasts. You know what I mean? I just don't. I don't find any fun in having soft shoe broadcasts. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you get a lot of these girls and boys, and this is just a pure simple fact. They grew up with single mothers. Whether you like what I said or don't like what I said, the demographics are there to prove it. And once we remove you and your advocacy against what I'm saying, then the truth shows its light. You understand what I'm saying? So 72% of Black women are either heavily involved with single parenthood themselves totally, or the co-parenting, okay? Which means, you go with daddy for the weekend, court ordered. So with that being said, respectfully, it's kind of comparison to, I like to use, the best one I could use is Tarzan. You remember the story of Tarzan? Tarzan got left in the jungle and he was raised by the animals. He learned how to climb like the animals. He learned how to, and I'm not calling Black people animals. Just listen to what I'm saying. He learned how to climb like the animals. He learned how to communicate with the animals, etc., etc., etc. Bears, tigers, all kinds of shit, where a normal human couldn't do that. Normal human was living the same, different type of life, but looked exactly like him, atomically. Now, with that being said, they try to take him out of that environment and try to civilize him. And it was very hard to do because he was so used to communicating with the animals and shit like that. And then when he was taken away from that environment, he ran right back to that environment because he missed it so much because that's what he was accustomed to. Well, the same thing happens when you get these young Black boys and Black girls out here of a certain ilk, not all of them, but of a certain ilk, and it goes with a lot of Latinos too. They're raised by a woman. So what happens is their adoration is towards women. Everything that they've ever known in their whole entire life has circulated around women, whether it be their mama. Mamas usually have a whole bunch of sisters. To prove my factor even more, go up right now and look at the population of Black women in the United States versus Black men in the United States. Then I want you to go look at the population of Latino men in the United States and Latino women. You're going to see something drastically motherfucking not far-fetched. The women outnumber the men in both situations. You understand what I'm saying? Which is also kind of the reason why a lot of y'all's running around. So I can't find a good man. A lot of y'all can't find a good man because a lot of y'all gonna have to share the same man because there's so many of y'all. There is literally 3 to 4 African American women or Latin women for each man out there. And same thing for Latin men. There's 3 to 4 women out here for each one of us. So if I wanted to say, and I guess that's why polygamy is getting big or something, I don't know, but there's more women than there is men. So if you get into these smaller counties in the United States and stuff like that, you got 1 or 2 or 3 dudes almost responsible for the whole small town's population, especially getting down to Alabama, certain parts of Central Florida, whatever. You got 3, 4 dudes is responsible for about 13, 14 kids. And then the 14, 15 kids, all of them know that they have brother and sister. So they might end up, because it's a small area, they end up messing around. Next thing you know, you got this little Quasimodo motherfucker that she delivers. He come out looking like motherfucking baby look like the, you remember the remake of Dawn of the Dead with big rings? The Russian girl was pregnant. They pulled it back to look at the baby. Baby said, "Bah!" You end up having this little Quasimodo, man. You better get that little Down syndrome motherfucker the fuck out of here. Anyway, I am mean. Oh my God, I'm fucking mean sometimes. I don't know. This is me. Anyway, you get I'm sorry, y'all get these men in these small areas or whatever, and they have all these kids and all this stuff or whatever. And these kids are raised by women. Now, mama's got a whole bunch of sisters, a whole bunch of aunties. He's always at grandma's house, you know what I'm saying? Grandma ain't married. So these motherfuckers, they familiarize themselves with women. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's either one or two. What I found is because of mama's, how can I say it? Because of the mama's input, the men tend to become very, 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 very sensitive to you say anything about women, or you try to correct a woman, or you say something about a woman or whatever. The men are very, 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 very heavy on trying to correct that. You understand what I'm saying? And so you'll get these podcasters that, they try to come in like super niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to call them. Give me a second, y'all. I got somebody, you know what I mean? You might have to start this joint over because I get people to come in here. Like I told you, they all work as a network. We have terrorists on the YouTube streets. You understand what I'm saying? So they'll come in, they'll flag your channel, and do whatever. Don't worry about it. If it keep going down like that, I'll just start it over. That comes when people are flagging you or they come over and listen to you, but they really don't fuck with you. It don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I know better than to take this shit serious. You know what I mean? Like this shit, YouTube is the last place that you want to be taken seriously nowadays. In fact, I think it's going to start falling back even more. A lot of these social media things are going to start falling back. And I think the first thing, and I'm going to say to the stars that I know and the friends that I know, I think the best thing you could do right now is fall back off of social media. And I know it sounds crazy, but it'll actually make the demand for you go up and it'll actually make you worth more. If you're a person that is an artist right now, the only thing you should be serving these niggas is your next project. Don't go sit down with these niggas. Don't be a dummy and believe that I'd say I lost 7 people. They got mad about that, boy. I told you I'll be having a whole bunch of haters and niggas like that in there. Don't go sit down with none of these podcasts. They flagging me right now as I'm saying this because, like I said, I got a lot of hating ass niggas. They can't even come confront me. What they'll do is they'll go, let's flag his post. That's what we do. So I'm going to end this in a minute. Then I come back and talk about everything else. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it, baby. This is your life. This is your life, not mine. I feel sorry for some of them. You know what I'm saying? Some of these niggas, they get on here to fronting and flaunting and talk about they this, that, and other, and the third. Bunch of fucking liars. And unaccomplished motherfuckers, unexperienced, unversed, don't know nothing about the music industry, but always got something to talk about somebody in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Somebody tell me where Alicia Smells, what state she live in? Anybody know? Nobody, huh? I hear you. All right, y'all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this right here, whatever. I'm gonna go smoke me a cigarette, get off of here with y'all, because no matter what I tell y'all niggas, y'all just want to tune in to people gossiping and shit like this. So I ain't gonna dish y'all nothing like that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on, put it out. You know what I mean? Let this be going, whatever. But I would have got more into it or whatever. But I got niggas flagging me right now and shit like that. So it is what it is. But like I told you, the same shit that they talk about the music industry is guilty of, right? They guilty of. Anyway, that's how it is. I don't never had 12 people and there's 22 likes. When I went live earlier, I had over 100 something people in here, whatever. So when you see the numbers keep going down or whatever, that's somebody just repeatedly pressing the report button. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a mental issue. Now, if I wouldn't press the report button on their panel, they have a hissy fit. This is why I try to tell most of y'all, do not, and I want to end with this, do not unequivocally, do not trust at least 80% of Black female and male vloggers. 80% of them, do not trust them, especially if you happen to be this color. Do not trust them, especially if they're British or American. Do not trust them. And I'm going to tell you why you don't trust them. The reason you don't trust them is because of the fuck shit you see what they do with me. Come over and flag and pose, tell people don't donate to them or whatever. The same fuck shit they try to say the music industry is doing, they do, these podcasters and their affiliates and subscribers and shit like that, whatever. White people on top, I'm not talking about the white people on top. You got the wrong conversation going on. But you know what I'm saying? The whites, they do it too. I got some white podcasters I can hand out. You know what I'm saying? I heard the nigga from Popcorn Barney Rubble Planet. I heard he got some issues or whatever. But I ended at this, man. A lot of y'all niggas, the Black people are angels. Black people are not angels. Angels don't kill each other in the middle of the street every day. Angels don't go around and fucking flag people's channels because they don't like what they say. Angels don't run around and talk nasty about people because that's against the tenements in the Bible. Good people don't go around and donate specifically and highly preferable to people that gossip about others and try to tear down people that look exactly like them and don't have any proof of it. But we're still, again, talk about Medgar Evers. They didn't have no proof about Medgar Evers either. You see what they did to him. They didn't have any proof of many of those pictures you see of many other men of color. They were, the first, one of the youngest people ever in this country that was executed was a little 14-year-old boy. I think it was down in Alabama, if I'm correct. And they lynched this little boy back in 1920 something, maybe 14, something like that. They lynched this little boy because they thought he had sexually assaulted this white woman. and they ended up electrocuting him. I said lynching, but they ended up electrocuting him by the state. You know what I'm saying? Your voice looked like Tupac. I don't know where y'all get that Tupac thing from, but yo, peace to the God, man. There's a lot of songs I like by Pop. But yeah, the young and Pop probably would have talked about some shit like this too. Now I come think about it. This little boy was 14 years old. They executed him because they thought he had committed a crime against a white woman. You understand what I'm saying? And so I thought to myself, and I said, yo, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. He was 14. You know what I mean? And here we are, 100 years and 105 years later, 120 years later almost. You know what I'm saying? And here we are, we talking about this divvy of men of color that have been accused of all kinds of type of shit. And even when a bitch is lying, and you hear the bitch lying, niggas is coming behind and they say, nah, still fuck that black nigga. We gonna take her for this white girl. Just like they was going, they ain't pivot towards nobody that's black to be their face to talk about. You notice that, right? Like they either take it up for Justin Bieber, they take it up for this white woman. Like, are you following the pattern here? I ain't seeing them like pitch nothing about anybody black. That's what a problem I have, like I said, with Lisa Smells. I caught her in a bold-faced lie. Whenever that bitch ain't got nothing to report on, she start lying. You understand what I'm saying? I done pointed this out before to y'all. I done played it. I said, this bitch is lying. Like today, she said that the lawyer that recused himself from Puff's case, right? She said, well, the reason he recused himself is because, and we know, it's because he couldn't win it, even though he saw what Puff was getting ready to do it, and blah, blah. I said, bitch, he ain't never said why he was. And matter of fact, if you just go on Law and Crime Network, they even sit there and tell you, shout out to the good people over there, they'll even tell you that the man has never made a response or even leaked a public statement of why he recused himself on the case. He never has. But you took it upon yourself to add something that this man did not say. People like this are dangerous. And I do believe that little gal, she's sitting there and she's somehow, and I'm not going to say directly working with Tony Bugsby, but she's trying to make it look like she's working with Tony Busby, and she's willing to help Tony Busby if she can. And so what she'll do is she'll reach out, and I clarified this today because she's talking about, we reached out to New York Southern District, bitch, your fucking platform ain't shit. I don't give a fuck how many of them goofy motherfuckers tune into you. You know how easy it is to get 300,000 goofy motherfuckers all in the room at one time? Do you know how easy it is to get 200 goofy motherfuckers in a room at one time? Do you know how easy it is to get 30,000 motherfuckers in the room at one time for a set amount of time or whatever? It's very easy. It's very easy. So make no mistake about it. When you see all these people in somebody's chat, oh, they got 200 people in here. This is where I need to be at. Take accountability and look and listen to what the people in there are talking about. And what you'll find is most of these motherfuckers sound like they ain't even graduate high school. You understand what I'm saying? Niggas in there can't type. Niggas can't complete sentences. We all do misspellings and shit like that. But I'll be like, yo, in the conversation, they be having side chats in the conversation beyond what the conversation is about. You gotta put example on how many motherfuckers are on there that are actually worth something. And like I tell you, most of these subscribers ain't about shit. They really ain't. They'll watch you kill each other if they can. Now, I wanted to just lead on because I did put Don into this conversation, so I'm gonna make sure we don't do that type of talk in here. Yeah, shout out to Takitha, man. Definitely one of the definitely Takitha. What was that song? You. I gotta download that today now. You. That was a joint right there. You know what I'm saying? Dun, dun. You know she got a video for that, right? A lot of people don't know she got a video for that. Takitha, yeah, you had to be really into woo to know who Takitha is. Shout out to her. Yeah, you featuring Raekwon. And Ghost was on that joint too. So that's one of my jokes because we used to be bopping that shit. She had that single and she had two other singles too that were kind of dope, but they just didn't and I don't know if it was contractual because she was RZA's artist. But if you hear her, just go look up Takitha and go look up some of her music, and you're gonna real quickly realize she should have been like, yeah, yeah. Definitely Millie Jackson. Yeah, I fuck with her. That's why I knew automatically who he was, because I'd be having people like flagging me and shit like that or whatever. This is what that that music came out when now Trump ain't losing it. That music came out at the time, and I even say Jaguar Wright. All right, I give y'all like 30 more minutes, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I don't like talking to niggas no more. Like, it should be crazy on here now. You ain't even gotta worry about white people. You gotta worry about niggas flagging you and trolling you and shit. This shit ain't even fun no more. Like, YouTube used to be fun. Now it ain't even fun no more. Like, niggas has just made it horrible. Especially, it's more so the bitches. Not the ladies, the women, the bitches, the cunt bitches that be on here that lie and sneak around and make up shit on people and shit like that, or the lame ass trolls that ain't got shit going on in their life that just bounce around 24 hours a day to different people's chat rooms or whatever. YouTube really need to step their game up as far as protecting its people that got 10,000 plus subscribers. There should be reasons that we shouldn't have to worry about suck ass niggas coming into our chat room or all these strangers. Prioritize us getting out to our subscribers. Don't prioritize us getting out to motherfuckers that don't know me. A motherfucker that don't know me is not going to donate to me. A motherfucker that don't know me doesn't have any type of attachment to me, as some of my viewers that have been with me for 5 years or whatever. More preferentially, I tell people all the time, I don't even like new subscribers really, because new subscribers, they're very finicky versus the ones that I had like 10 years ago or whatever. Here's some nigga writing shit emojis in the chat. See what I mean? Like they're like retards. Now, why would I want somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's writing shit emojis in my chat room. Why would I want somebody like that as a subscriber? So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's a problem here, because if I was on here and I was talking shit about somebody, or I was yelling in a certain octave or whatever, YouTube gonna push this video. You understand what I'm saying? So it's almost like they got a preferential of people arguing and yelling and screaming at each other and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? How you doing, man? What's going on? So I really don't fluster too much about and I know I say this all the time or whatever, but I really don't put any stock in African American people donating to me, support me, or anything like that, or whatever, because I just gave you the game. They rather, in my opinion, African Americans, not all, but at least a good 75-80% of them, in today's window, they rather for you to lie to them. They'd rather for you to sell them some drama and trauma. It has to be some beef attached to it. And a lot of people will sit there and go say, This is why that T sector, and this is why everybody black is in the T sector. They're not in the science lane. They're not over in the pet lane. They're not in any of these other lanes or niches online. They're all in the T game. You ever noticed that? Almost every black female vlogger is in either T game or romance, or makeup tutorials, or hair installations. That's the 4 avenues for black women online. Nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Not no group of black female lawyers, not no group of black or Latin female architects or whatever, even though there are some. But the bulk of the fucking groups here on online, you understand what I'm saying? Shout out to Bobby Digital. Yeah. The bulk of black female, and this is why I always differentiate it, because see how Shorty is in here talking about Takitha and all them or whatever. Those were the times when you walk down the street, and Jaguar Wright know about this too. Those are the times you walk down the street, you see a chick with a head wrap on, or you see like a chick, and you even talk to her different. You be like, hey, sis, what's going on? Da. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, most niggas don't even speak to bitches nowadays. You ladies haven't noticed that? Like, I ain't noticed that niggas don't even approach y'all no more. And I can tell you why, they scared. I want to go talk to her, but I can't talk to her because, nigga, they might give me a charge. I want to go talk to her, but she might embarrass me in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So men are becoming more resilient to even talking to women that they kick it with in fear that if they start talking to this woman, she might try to embarrass them online. If they break up, she might make some appeal to most of the major media of why this man was wrong, why he was wrong, what he did to her, and he abused her, and all the story started leaking. And men are scared of that. Look what's going on with Puff. Look what's going on with Jay. Men are scared. You bitches literally are making men, you're running your own men away. That's the best way I can explain it. And I don't know where you end up. Like, a lot of you bitches gonna be spinsters with a house full of cats and a whole bunch of illegitimate kids. They're gonna be asking around about 13 where their daddy at. Oh, mama, how old were you when you had us? I say it because it has come apparent within Black culture. Let me asking her shit in my chat room. Millie, cool. We don't know you. Get the fuck out of my chat room. Sorry about that, Millie. I don't like niggas like that. How old are you to be knowing about Wu-Tang? What the fuck you ask where how old anybody is? Nigga, you ain't even say hello to me. Nigga, I got 24,000 subscribers. Do you think I need your subscription? Fuck you and everybody that live in your house. Nigga, you know, if you say this, I'll subscribe. Nigga, I don't need your subscription. What the fuck? No, I didn't. What is this other channel? Somebody else told me some shit like that too. What's this other channel? I want to know what this other channel is. So if you can, Javon, copy and paste the link to it and just leave it in the comment on any video that's up right now. Do it right now if you can think about it, so we can get them the fuck up out of here. Because they might even be using my Cash App and all that shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is crazy like that. Like, man, y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know. I take time to tell you, my homie right here. He's right. Hey, Davin, you ever notice that there's another channel? It's literally Davin Lewis. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, no, don't write it in this chat room because I can't see it. Go off here and just come back. Copy and paste it if you see it somewhere or you know where to find it. And copy and paste it and put it in a comment so I can see it. Yeah, people is crazy on here. A lot of these motherfuckers is mentally ill, dog. I keep trying to tell you, they ain't got nothing going on. Like, their life sucked. Like, a lot of these niggas is like literally gone. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know how much I can express it. I try to tell people that all the time. Like, you gotta watch who you talking to on here. You gotta watch who you know connect with on here. All that. Like, a lot of these niggas, they be sitting around trying to be like friends with each other and shit like that. I'd be like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna look on there and see, man. That's crazy. Now, what type of mentally ill motherfucker you gotta be to make a profile pretending you somebody else? That's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? That's just the way it goes. That's why I say I don't even have fun with this shit no more. You know what I'm saying? The money ain't there from the people. I don't depend on the people. I can stay live on here for 4 hours, being the fact that I'm talking the shit that I'm talking, and it go against the grain of what these gossiping niggas be saying, and that's the kind of like I mean, if you really look at it as a whole, it really means the whole culture is like that, based on the fact that these people are getting hundreds of thousands of views. So if the whole culture is like that, basically, then you really, you know what I'm saying? You don't stand a chance with this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, basically, the whole culture is negative. I mean, tell me what they think about positive. Tell me what they have no pride. I don't give a fuck. Listen, I don't give a fuck if my sister got caught coming out the bank with a gun in her hand and a sack of money in the other. You understand what I'm saying? That bitch innocent if the cops can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you'll find with the women is, and I've been in this situation before, if you in trouble and you yelling out, hey, sis, help me out, them bitches will ignore you, nigga. Them bitches will ignore you. They'll act like they ain't see it, or they'll look at somebody white and be like, Lord, 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 and messed up again. Lord, Lord, Lord. Mm-hmm. You ever had one of them bras, them old bras get around you, start humming and shit? That is the most annoying nigga shit I ever seen in my life. You ain't never had that happen to you? Some old black person get around you and start humming and shit? Latinos do it too. But especially older blacks, like they 60, 70 something, they get over there. Mm-hmm. You know, other shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you slave humming for? Like, you miss picking cotton or something, nigga? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? No, don't put it in the chat, Javon. Put it in I won't be able to get it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Put it in one of the videos that I already got put up. Just post it anywhere. I'll automatically see it. That's what I'm saying. Don't put it in the chat room. Please don't put it in there. Them niggas want you to put it in there. Now, just put it in the comment. You know what I'm saying? I got some weirdos over here, so you know what I mean? No, you good, you good. I just don't want these niggas like, you know, then nigga want to run and change shit up and shit. You feel me? Then nigga want to go change shit up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, these niggas is mentally. That's why I told you, man. I don't even bother talking to these niggas like that no more. As far as simping goes, I would talk about this real quick for Donna and Vogue or whatever. You know, when I tell y'all that you could be a black woman and other black women, no matter if you right, wrong, indifferent, lying, whatever, they will come to your financial defense. Where the men will also too. This is where you get a bitch that can raise $40,000 for falling off a stripper pole and fucking up her teeth. This is where you can get a bitch that can raise $40,000 and say she put Gorilla Glue in her hair, didn't know any better. This is where you can get a bitch that can say she saw a baby walking down the highway and it was all in an effort to get the attention of her ex-boyfriend. This is where you can get a bitch that can get hit with a brick, say she got hit with a brick and gained $40,000, and before she turned herself in, she go on a trip to Jamaica. Y'all enable these hoes. And so now the hoes think they powerful. And there's so few of men here on YouTube. Even the dudes that claim they men and all that shit, these niggas ain't men. Them niggas is pussy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, watch out for them articulate niggas. Them overly articulate niggas, those are supposed to be the niggas that be on some bullshit. You ever notice that? Like, I ain't talking shit about Dr. Umar, but you notice how he's always overly articulate? Now they're accusing him of all kinds of shit. Tariq Nasheed, you ever notice he's always overly articulate? Now I accuse him of all kinds of shit. All them niggas be overly articulate all the time. Watch them niggas. Watch them niggas. I don't like over articulation if it's not needed. You know what I'm saying? At all. And I always weary of people that over articulate, because a person that, let me tell you something. A person, I learned this from a Italian man, Mr. Vacco. A man that truly knows how to express himself could do it with very simple words. Some of the most compound things that you will take along with you as lifelong advice, you understand what I'm saying, will come in the most simplest forms. The things that are really most of the time about bullshit come in an articulate form, i.e., they have a passage in the Bible that says, beware of the tongue of the crafty. I.e., example in the Bible, please go pick up your Bible right now and read this. Beware of the tongue of the crafty. Okay, cool. Got you. Copy. Yeah, I'm gonna go check that out. Niggas is out here pretending they me now. That's crazy. I wonder how they pushing the material. I told you, like a lot of these black and Spanish niggas got mental problems, dog. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I say, yo, let me fall back from this shit, because these niggas, they can't even see in front of their face that you got your man. Like, for any new listener to this shit, let me tell you what my gripe is, and then I'm gonna continue on with the story and all that. My gripe is, I have people that come into my chat room, right? A little while ago, YouTube changed up the algorithm. I got privy to it early, you know what I'm saying, via something. And so I made the adjustments, right? Well, what we got now is we got a whole bunch of strangers that come into your lives and stuff like that. A lot of these people, like Javon, for example, I recognize Javon. I know who Javon is. Javon come in here all the time. He always peace. You understand what I'm saying? So, like for me, when I get these strangers to come in, I always know a couple of things. I know one, they're not going to donate to you because they're strangers. You understand what I'm saying? I can't even remember. I think the last time I got a donation was probably, about tomorrow, it'll be 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. And I'll be on here every day. Every day. I can't even get niggas to hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Because they so fearful of, I don't know if it's just me or what. They prefer their men to talk very feminine. If you're a man that talks with any bass in your voice, black women don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? You're viewed as the enemy. I've noticed that. Spanish women are the same way. They don't like men that talk with their voice in their chest. They like men that talk like, hey, and let me tell you what else happened, girl, and that. And I ain't making fun of nobody over there, but that's what they prefer. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of black women prefer that because they've been around so many girls all their whole entire life. And the men, they prefer talking like that. I guess either because it's their sexual orientation or whatever the case may be. I don't care. You know what I mean? I really don't. But it's still the same conclusion. You're doing this type of material to get views and likes and shit like that. And at the same time, you're crashing out on your own people for some money that's just going to come in a moment. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of like a nigga like, nigga, I sell out the whole crew for $1,000. You know what I mean? And so some people have a problem with me in my position, and I see some people try to adapt my position. I said my position 7 months ago, so bitch, keep up now. You can't come in 4 months and be like, yo, da-da-da-da, Tony Busby, and then turn around with Tony Busby losing and be like, you know what, I'm going to play, I never said anything like that. I'm just going to play the middle. Nah, bitch, stick with your shit. I can't stand a hoe. You know, that's why I respect Jaguar Wright. That bitch should, at least the bitch will stick by what she say. You understand? For the most part. The bitch will stick by what she say. She'll bitch be like, yo, I said the shit 3 years ago. Fuck. You understand what I'm saying? For most shit. You know what I'm saying? Or the bitch will find a crafty way to update it. You know what I'm saying? Either way it go. I can respect a bitch over that. You understand what I'm saying? It be all the other bitches. As soon as they start losing, they start backtracking. You understand what I'm saying? Trying to find new ways. Like I give you an example. A dude with the crown on his head. I caught that live where you had that bitch on there. What's her name? Lamisha. Looking goofier than a motherfucker. That bitch look done, son. I go tell that bitch I said it too. What's popping, bitch? You understand what I'm saying? At that hoe, she came on there and she was just like, yeah, and let me up the same thing, trying to update and change the story and shit or whatever. And luckily the King Payne nigga, he caught on to it. You understand what I'm saying? Yo, Huggy, you need to go catch that one right there. You need to go catch that episode right there. You know what I'm saying? The nigga might have helped you out. You know, because all of us that had prior interaction with each other, which many of y'all not privy to, especially if you just started blogging like a year ago and shit. Like a lot of us have had cross reference points where we don't like each other, whatever. But at the same time, like for example, there's a couple of us specifically that argued with Jaguar right at first. But if they see Jaguar going too far, you know what I'm saying? Some of us, he'd be like, all right, bitch, that's enough. You get what I'm saying? And be like, all right, bitch, so you about to hit a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? All right, bitch, just calm down for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I tried to tell the whole other day. I was like, yo, and it's still up there. I'll play it for you. I'll play it for you in a few seconds here. I tried to tell the whole then. I was like, yo, bitch, you might want to sit it back. Next day, you know, bitch gets hit with a lawsuit. You don't believe me? Watch, I'll play shit right now. Where my tablet at? Because niggas be thinking I'm lying and shit. I put the shit on private. Because regardless how you feel about the bitch, which is 50-50 with me. She know when y'all hear me call her that, like, this is the Northeast. This is how we talk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't that personal? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, right here. Now, this was put up 6 days ago.
Or I'm there. You understand what I'm saying? I
want y'all to check this out.
On this chat. Like, all these motherfuckers that told you, yo, we know this motherfucker.
See, 6 days ago. 6 days ago.
It's a mistake to be what everybody is. Yo, this nigga too bad, whatever. But I'm trying to tell you. You come up this motherfucker acting like you tough and shit like at least an hour anyway. Right now, you know what I'm saying?
Just listen to what I say at the end of the video. Just listen.
Shout out to Huggy Parents. So Huggy, step out for a minute, because we got to get the riffraff out the way. You understand what I'm talking about?
That was 6 days ago. Y'all see that, right? 6 days ago. Y'all can't view this video because I got the shit on lock. That was 6 days ago. Once you get a lawsuit the next day, be trying to help motherfuckers. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be, listen, it don't matter who you contact, they all gonna tell you the same thing. Some niggas be reaching out. You know this nigga? Yeah, I talked to show and he said, no matter who the fuck you talk to, if you ain't talk to certain people, you don't know. Fuck y'all chicken crips taking all the shit from 97. Y'all niggas clap my mom. I ain't holding back. Nigga, I don't even know who the fuck you are. Nigga talking about the Crips and all this shit. Nigga, I'm not a Crip. I don't know who you got that shit from. Nigga wrote in here, fuck the Crip. I'm not a Crip, homie. Yeah, I don't know where y'all getting y'all information from. You ain't never heard me on here say nothing about my affiliation with any Crips or Bloods. I don't know where you getting that from. Now, I know niggas in both of them sets. You know what I'm saying? Here in the New York City tri-state every year, but it ain't like, I say this in Spanish. Entonces, sabe, la grica, pero latino, en la barrio, entonces, sabe, la gente, pero las jodores, los dominicanos, este es diferente, tú sabes. Yo no tiene la grica, pero la sangre, pero la crips, nada. Tú sabes, yo soy solo, yo tengo mis amigos, pero unos amigos en la grica, unos amigos ahí, seno solo. Entonces, sabes, para toda la gente, Valencia. Ela por mí, entonces sabes, claro. So anyway, somebody hit the like button, so definitely you know what I said in Spanish. I be saying all kinds of shit. I be like, for real, I be definitely giving niggas the ups and they just don't take it. But that video I just played was from 6 days ago. Y'all heard what I said at the end of it. I say, yo, Huggy, move the fuck out the way for a minute. You gotta get rid of some riffraff. Bitch, I gave you the heads up. You understand what I'm saying? What do? You go over there talking to the French bitch. You understand what I'm saying? She over there trying to give her motherfucking thesis. Bitch, you don't know fuck shit about fuck shit as far as this shit is concerned. Respectfully. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that you sit there and try to act like you the lead motherfucking eye and witness on everything. Well, bitch, you didn't even know about fucking Jag 5 years ago, ho. We did. You understand what I'm saying? So I get kind of angry when I hear the Canadian bitch, and I think that's what the problem a lot of people got with the Canadian chick. She sit around, and I ain't dissing her. I ain't got to call her fat. I ain't got to call her ugly. You know what I'm saying? Nothing like that. You know what I mean? I mean, on the right night, I might hit it. You never know. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I won't go as far as say she ugly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think she's ugly. And she got some pretty titties. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. Hey, what's for dinner? Milk. I'm playing. Anyway, listen, long story short, no, I ain't. Shh. You're going to wake up grandma. I'm crazy. Listen, anyway, right? Long story short, the Canadian chick, she gets into shit and talks conversations, and her little panel over there, Johnny come lately hoes to be with her. Know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be funny as hell to me. You got one chick on there. You know, though, I gotta say this. You got one chick on there. What's a little skinny, younger, light-skinned chick? She remind me of this bitch I used to date. I swear, I don't mean to say it like that. She remind me of this chick I used to date, though, for real. Ain't got the same accents, but they definitely look alike. What's going on, Ghost Nation? They definitely look like that shit was eerie. I was like, yo, is that? That kind of looked like her, but then I looked again, and then I saw her the day before yesterday, I think it was, and she had this hairdo. I was like, yo, she looked just like Diane. That shit crazy. Like, it was crazy, but she a cutie, though. I give her that. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to little light, the younger chick. You know what I'm saying? But, anyway, long story short, right? The French chick, I think what the problem with French chick is, she tried too hard. That's the best way I can say. You trying too hard. Like, you ain't gotta go over there and be like, yeah. Sometimes it's just best to sit back and shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you try to come in and you got this know-it-all personality, a lot of people don't like that. The only people that usually like that know-it-all personality is other bitches. You get what I'm saying? Like, other bitches like egging other bitches on to be know-it-alls. You know what I'm saying? So they'll try to deduce what you're saying and then forget the notion that, yo, bitch, we in a man's world. Men still run the world. Women don't run the world. You don't even run a salary cap right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to be honest about it, like, a lot of women will run around and they'll tell you, yeah, well, you know what I am? It doesn't matter. As far as a group, you still don't make more money than me. As far as probability of getting hired in a certain position, they'll pick me before you for many of reasons. You understand what I'm saying? Even with your degree. And a degree moving 5 to 10 years. Listen, even we talk about President Trump doing his first constituency, he had a plan to eradicate college and collegiate degrees in preference for experience. He doubled down on that in this administration as well, talking about the same thing. That's why you're going to see a lot of these different, I can guarantee you in the next 5 to 10 years, instead of asking you if you have your diploma, and this is from somebody that went to college. I went to college. I know HTML5 programming, coding, all that shit. From somebody that went to college. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you, These companies are no longer looking specifically on whether or not you pay $45,000 to $100,000 a year anymore. Now the new age companies are looking at what's your experience. What did you learn by using what's the shit that I'm learning how to use now? Google something. But what's the shit you learned there? What's the shit you learned at this academy online or this online? Do you know how to execute it right? There's a lot of people that I went to college with that they're now, they ended up working at Starbucks or something because they didn't know how to execute what they had learned. I knew how to execute what I learned. I said, all right, now I'm about to get out here and start charging niggas $200-$300 to edit their videos for them. And I did this, that. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is, you got a lot of, and this is not bashing on women, this is just being correct with it. You got a lot of women that are online nowadays, and my personal belief, like old girl in Canada, that just don't know the privy. Like, if you don't know who the fuck Goomba is, you really shouldn't even be in the conversation. If you don't know who her son is, if you wasn't around when Jaguar Wright's mother died or other things happened that I'm not going to embarrass her on, you know what I'm saying? But if you was around, because I don't want to look like some gossiping bitch or something like that. And I had to catch myself at one time because I almost ended up being a gossiping ass bitch when I had other intentions. I went over there to tell the bitch, yo, bitch, slow down. And the bitch got, like, it was just crazy, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, long story short, you know what I mean? I want to say this in a way where it don't come off like dramatic or extra. Jay, you got to know when you got this little gal on there advocating for you or whatever, she thirsty. And you know she thirsty. And so, she going to do anything or whatever. I even seen with Shorty got another channel. How come you don't log on to that channel? You got one channel, got like 80-something thousand people on it. What's wrong with that channel? Like, that's weird to me too. She started a whole new channel. So that channel she got is new that she started this year. The Maggie chick had been vlogging before, and it just came up in my feed one day. And I seen this channel. I was like, it's a totally different name too. And this channel got like 81,000, 82,000 subscribers, something like that. I was like, well, how the fuck this bitch don't use this? I don't know. It's weird to me. And she was talking about totally different things on there too. You weren't talking about no Jaguar Wright. Guys, make sure y'all double tap that like button one time for me. I appreciate it while y'all up in here listening to me. And so when I heard her talking about Jag in past 2 weeks and start adapting people's personalities and start, like for example, I use the word modus operandi. That means main motive, right? It's Latin. I use that word. And all of a sudden, she's using it in her dialogue. I saw Huggy Pampers. She used something. Yes, you did, Jaguar. Shut the fuck up, bitch. This bitch been taking my words for years. Trust me, and regurgitate them. Sometimes she do it in a narcissistic way. Sometimes she do it just in a good fashion. So I learned to understand the hoe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But bitch, stop using my words and not giving me credit. You understand? I appreciate it. Gracias, mamita. Tú sabes, claro. En la mente. Esa mío. Tú sabes, no, claro. The fuck? But anyway, she cool. But claro la mente ahora. The fuck? Yeah, you gotta get up out of here, homie. Nigga talking about something giving him serious wood and all kinds of shit. This is crazy. I thought DMX passed away. I thought your mama passed away. How about that? Any nigga up here come up here and say any slander against DMX, you up out of here. You want to say I look like the nigga, whatever, that's cool. Shout to the Bronx, but don't what kind of motherfucker says, I thought DMX was dead? Queen Me, that's what's up. What's up, Lady Sparkle? Oh, she know him too. All right. Sparkle put me up on everybody. Yeah, Sparkle been over here for a while too. These are names, see what I'm saying? Those are names I recognize. A lot of these other motherfuckers I don't recognize. They friend of foe. I know Sparkle gonna give me the motherfucking one up on that. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if Marvin, Rudolph, and Queen Me seem cool as shit. But just in case they ain't. Why is it there a pregnant Barbie doll? Kim came in another box. Yo, my nigga, really, you writing shit like that? See what I mean? Like, these are men writing shit like this. They'll sit there and listen to you for a minute. I ain't saying what up to nobody else except for the people I know. And people that's donating. If you ain't donating or I don't know you, you can write in the chat room all you want to. I ain't reading your comment. The other people, you hear me reading their comments because I've seen them before. I just think they got good personality. All right, what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna end this real quick or whatever. I'm just gonna finish this off with this Jag shit or whatever, and then I'm gonna come back and do another one. What's going on, Dwight? And then I'm gonna come back up and do another one or whatever, because I don't know. I can't be sitting here with niggas. I ain't got a cigarette with me, and niggas ain't donating or supporting the channel. They don't want to hear this real shit. They be wanting to hear that fake shit. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't the one for that. I ain't gonna blow smoke up your ass or nothing like that or whatever. Like I say again with Jaguar Wright, listen, home, I'm gonna put you on, and you better listen this time. I just played that video just a minute ago for you. I'm gonna play it again for the people that just got here, so I hope I understand what I'm talking about. Because what I do is, you know, I send a little kite out every now and then. You know what I'm saying? It's my due diligence, and I do that to put a bitch on, and I've been trying to put bitch on for a minute, but she won't listen. So right now, this was put up 6 days ago. And if you do the trajectory completely, you will know what happens 5 days ago. Hold on one second. I keep skipping this shit a little bit because my fingers is big.
It is or whatever. So in a little bit of tough and shit like that, nigga, we got some talk to y'all, whatever, about like at least an hour anyway.
Listen.
Right now, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Huggy Pampers. Yo, Huggy, step out for a minute, because we got to get the riffraff out the way. You understand what I'm talking about?
That's literally the last thing I said. You see the date. This was put up 6 days ago. Not 6 months ago, not 6 weeks ago, 6 days ago. The only thing you got to do is add the motherfucking dates and you'll get your answer. Told you I'll be trying to help a hoe. They don't want to listen. Bitch, it's a whole different way you can go about doing what you're doing. I've been trying to tell you that for about, I don't know, 2 years now. Bitch won't listen. But we love you. Yeah, fuck. Anyway, listen. Anyway, listen, right? Outside of that, I just want y'all to see that so y'all know. That's what I want to hold in. Literally the next day, the thing comes out with, you know, them being named and the other dude being, I don't know that fella. I reached out to a couple people that I knew that did security around my time period. They're not familiar with Son. I think there was one nigga that say he vaguely remember him or whatever. That's not to take away from him. I just don't know who the nigga is. He ain't never said nothing about me, so I ain't got really nothing to say about the nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know that man. I really don't care what that man talking about, except when it comes to Puff. You know what I'm saying? And I get in there and kind of just listen to what he's saying or whatever. But just to be honest, my nigga, you wasn't around Puff. I never remember seeing you around. And I know most of those security guards. And I'm just saying that respectfully. I didn't know Gene. I knew of, and he knows of me. Jesus Christ, what's his name? Barnes. You know what I'm saying? Barnes used to be here in the town. You know what I'm saying? So Barnes used to have the joints that were lit. Niggas be like, yo, go fuck with Sean. He family. I'm like, oh, all right. You know what I mean? So we familiar with him. You know what I'm saying? And we familiar with 2 or 3 other guys. I don't know Wolf. Me and Gene Deal know of each other, but I don't know Gene in person. You understand what I'm saying? But Big Midwest, you're gonna get my respect off the muscle for other things. You understand what I'm saying? Saying gang, you heard? You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? East side, what's happening? But anyway, long story short, because I don't know up here, we like I think Chicago, LA, or California in the South, Texas, and Florida, the only couple states that really pay homage to the OG niggas. I'm talking the real OG niggas. You know what I'm saying? But New York got a special way of doing it. And that's OG such and such. He put it down with such and such crew. Nigga, you don't know the history on it. Like, motherfuckers is real prevalent on that here in the New York City tri-state area. Niggas made DVDs back in the day to come up DVDs, all that shit. Y'all remember? It translates now here on YouTube, the same things. Just even some of them people putting up them DVDs. Let me just tell you something. If you was a person back in the day, you had to come up DVDs and them smack DVDs and all that shit or whatever, when they were interviewing the come up DVDs and all that, when they were interviewing Pee Wee Kirtland and all them niggas in Harlem, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Them niggas in Brooklyn, the real 50 Cent, all that or whatever. You know, that's why like niggas be talking about what I call that nigga Captain Kangaroo from Britain. I call that nigga Captain Kangaroo on my mama. Captain Kangaroo over there. when they be talking about him or whatever, or Popcorn Barney Rubble Planet, you know what I'm saying? I always pull a mention. I'd be like, yo, that's niggas is like white niggas I know that have been doing that shit for years and they do it better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I could Jordan Tower. What's my other man's name? Jesus Christ, he Italian kid too. I forgot what his name. His name gonna come to my mind in a minute. But he's been one of the main Al Prophet. Shout out to Al Prophet. Al Prophet been doing this for a long time. It'll to his channel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go check him out. I ain't even got to speak for Vlad. He's a white person. That been like there's white people in hip hop, in my opinion, that have provided the right stories, and then there's white people in hip hop that are here and they talk about these stories, enabling them themselves to do damage to the system. And I say to people that try to do damage to the system, please remember, there's still a group of 20 to 30 to 40 black kids right now that know their sure shot to get out the hood, and the quick way for them to get out the hood, even if they're doing it illegal means to get there, is and I said that right. Even if you do it because it costs thousands of dollars to promote these albums, thousands of dollars to promote these singles and all that shit. Long if you're doing what you gotta do, you're doing it safe. Even if you're working a 9-to-5 job, whatever you're doing, right? It's apparent that it costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Touring costs a lot of money. Promoting yourself costs a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money. So I can't knock nobody to do it for that. But I'm just saying, have an end goal. You understand what I'm saying? Have an end goal. You understand what I'm saying? And if you don't have an end goal, then it's really like nothing to it, but you just re-ing up all the time. I hope that makes sense, boys and girls. Somebody wrote in here named Brent. I've been trying to tell people for years, almost everyone in Hollywood is doing stuff. It ain't just P. Diddy. How do you know? Let me ask you that. How do you know everybody in Hollywood? See, this, I really don't like subscribers like you, and that's not my message here. But I'm going to say to you once again, you said, I've been trying to tell people for years, almost everyone in Hollywood is doing that stuff. It ain't just P. Diddy. Who do you know in Hollywood? See, I don't like, see, the difference between me and you is, and I say this respectfully, I can already tell. Let me see something. This is why I make sure I ain't talking out my ass. Yeah, you've been here for 5 years and got 5 subscribers. Yeah, I definitely, you warrant this conversation. All right, so listen, and I ain't even trying to argue with you. I ain't even trying to hold you. The problem with that type of thought process is, that's like saying to somebody, I told you them niggas over there, they always been a problem. Look at them. They always yelling and screaming. They always stealing. They always lying. I told you them niggas was a problem. Now, if somebody was saying that to you, you have a problem with that, wouldn't you? Or if you're Latino, I told you all them Latinos is a problem. Look at them. They're all doing it. They've been doing that stuff for years, stealing and lying to people and everything else. What would you think? If you were white and I said to you, yeah, I told you about the white people. Look at them. They always over there lying and stealing and doing all kinds of stuff. You can't be a person that puts a platform up of trying to deliver to people your interpretation of what you think is going on. Therefore, and at the same time, you've never been no more than a spectator. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you've never been around people in the music industry. You've never been around the film industry. You've never been in Hollywood. And you're sitting quite frank in your home in North Carolina and never visited New York, never visited California, but yet and still you got this broad opinion about everybody in the music industry and everybody in the what's the name is a bunch of pedos. Well, that's, to me, that equates to the same, because I know a lot of these people and they're not pedophiles. So that equates the same thing to me when I sit there and I hear a nigga like you. I say, well, you sound like the average conspiracy theorist. You understand what I'm saying? You can't talk about an industry. You can't talk about people you've never been around. That's like me talking about fucking how to fix a car and how to be a mechanic and I'm a fucking baker. It makes no sense. You understand what I'm saying? That's like trying to tell somebody, you know what I'm saying, this is how you get your sink unclogged or whatever, and I ain't a fucking plumber. You understand? And so we have far too many people that are online nowadays, in my opinion, that talk about situations they never been in before, and the shit don't make sense. And being that, and I hate to say it seems like to me, the vast majority of the American population ain't even just black people on this one. It's black and Latino and white. They believe any conspiracy theories that you feed them. You understand what I'm saying? Because it invokes trauma. And I'm trying to tell you, I believe that a lot of blacks and Latinos are addicted. Yes, I use the word addicted to trauma and drama. If you wake up at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, the first thing you do is devise a plan as a woman or as a man of what you're going to talk about on your live, and your live starts at the beginning of the day being about drama and trauma, bitch, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. If the bulk of your uploads never consist of anything positive, funny, or just regular, it always circles around drama, trauma, exposing. Guess what they did? I'm better than them. I got a better moral standing than everybody else walking the earth. There's probably a chance that you're a fucking sociopath. I'm just saying. Sociopath or a psychopath. They love to divulge and watch people destroy themselves and get destroyed or whatever. So you might have a bigger, broader problem going on. You might have motherfuckers that are so entrenched in the matrix that this is the point where they can't come back from it. And I keep trying to tell y'all that. Y'all think this shit is cute right now. But when y'all see the results of which all y'all advocacy, yo, fuck them niggas, lock up every nigga that's a rapper. Lock up every nigga that's in Hollywood. When y'all see the results and the poverty that comes along with it, and how the same, let me tell y'all something. And Jaguar Wright will tell you this. They'll tear down 70% of the niggas in the music industry. Niggas, black and Latin. They'll take away 70% of them motherfuckers and leave a bitch that sang a song talking about I kissed a girl and I liked it. They'll leave a bitch that say all good girls go to hell. They'll leave a bitch like motherfucker. Like Taylor Swift and said, all right, bitch, let's get past this football game. We'll let you go. You're going to get shamed at this football game, bitch. Just go through the game, let you go. You know what I'm saying? They'll reprimand her ass too, but they won't get rid of her. You're not listening to me. They won't get rid of her. You understand what I'm saying? What I really think it is, and the bitches can't see it is, you know, the girl rap, I think they're trying to make that supersede the male rap. I'm going to tell you why. Girl artists are more easygoing. Behind all these tough personas and shit like that, it'll only be like 10% of them bitches to be on that shit every 24/7. Like, I give you a perfect example. Somebody that's really on that shit, Young and May. Young and May be on the same personality all the time. You know what I'm saying? On the same, all the time, straight Brooklyn. You understand what I'm saying? Cardi be on the same attitude all the time. But there's other bitches that'll be like, yeah, and I'm rough and I'm tough and I'm stuffing and get them off camera and be like, it was great creating this album. It really was. Yeah, we took back and we took some recluse in Idaho and we put together the album, which is a great producer. You hear the bitch talk like, you like, what the fuck? Yeah, I did it all from the trap in Detroit. It sure did. Yeah, it was me. You know? They're trying to bring all these bitches in because they can control them. Now they're not even worried about the price it costs to keep up female artists, because it costs a lot to keep up a female artist. Trust me when I tell you that. If the last thing you want is a female artist, unless that bitch is extremely good, you understand what I'm saying? You don't want to take no chances. Let me tell you this: if you want to take on a female artist, you don't want no female artist. It's a chance. She might do it. It's a possibility. You do not want a female artist like that. You understand what I'm saying? Because let me tell you why. You don't want a female artist like that, that's sublime, because the pure simple fact, yeah, sure, man, sure. You don't want no artist like that because the pure simple fact, that female artist, if she don't make it, in the end, she didn't charge you with thousands of thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. You understand what I'm saying? This is what happened with Don Robinson from In Vogue. It really is. Don went solo. And I had to think about that at first, and I was going to say it yesterday. But Don chose to go solo. Now, many of y'all don't know this, but Don's from here in Connecticut. And ironically enough, she's from the town I used to live in, Connecticut, which is the same town that Cassie is from, ironically enough. Shout out to NL if y'all in here. You understand what I'm saying? Town motherfucking business, nigga. Anyway, I go. You understand what I'm saying? I will never turn my back on NL. Now, this is the point. Dawn comes from a church family out there. Remember the church, know the church that she goes to. You know what I'm saying? It was part of, and I believe her family preached there for the longest time with one of her family members. But Dawn Robinson is from Connecticut. She's from right here in this state. And so Dawn, when I saw this video and I saw her sleeping in a car, And she said she went to her mother's house in Las Vegas. And I said, well, how the hell they end up in Las Vegas when they was living in Connecticut? And I put two and two together, and it seemed like she might have had something to do with the purchasing of the house itself, Dawn, at one time when she was still reigning. Now, I don't remember any of her singles per se charting like that. I know she was part of Lucy Pearl, which is a group she started. She tried to go solo for a minute. That didn't really pan out too much, to the point where you hear her name spoken in the same sentence with like a Beyonce or Rihanna, and put it that way. And the whole time I didn't know Dawn was as old as she was. Dawn is 2 years old for being 60 years old now. You understand? Which means even 10 years back, she was 48, and that was in 2014. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, this is my, and I'm saying this as a town girl. And this is what I was saying about female artists. When you get female artists, the biggest thing for them is aging out. They don't do the men the same way in R&B and stuff like that as they do the women. The women, they'll cancel you out real quick if you're a female artist. I'm telling you that now, especially if you're a rapper. Not so much as if you're an R&B singer. Some R&B singers, depending on the caliber of your songs, you can keep going till you like 70-something years old. Etta James was performing to the day she died. Roberta Flack was still performing up until she had her stroke. And she lived to be, what, 90 or something like that? No, how old was Roberta Flack? Like, almost damn near 90, right? There was many other female artists. Etta James, I named her. Gladys Knight is still performing. Even though these are legend artists, they're still performing. You understand what I'm saying? Patti LaBelle's still out there on tour, whatever. It's really what caliber of artist you are as a female. But most of the female artists nowadays, let's just say for the sake of the measure, they ain't got that staying power, and they ain't got those type of songs to keep that staying power. You know what I'm saying? One of my mom's favorite songs is by well, three of her favorite songs. One of them by Stephanie Mills. I never knew love like this before. One of my homegirls, she sings. She performed that one time because she knew it reminded me of my mother. That's by Stephanie Mills. Then this is other song my mom used to play. Kelly Price I think it's Kelly Price. She did a remake of it, As We Lay. You understand what I'm saying? By Shirley Murdoch. If you ain't never heard that song before, go check that out. And then the other one for her is Jesus Christ. I just had it on tip of my tongue, so I can't believe she's gonna kick my ass. I got the first two right. What was the third one? It was a third song she liked too. And it's always, I said, As We Lay. I said that. The other one will come to my mind in a minute. I forgot the lyric. I forgot the name of the song. Hey, how you doing, Ashley? I forgot the name of the song or whatever, but those are legendary performers at this point. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button so we can get people in here that's both financially supportive and also supportive to the channel. I appreciate it. And also there's some products down below, guys. You can make sure you go purchase something for your girlfriend or your boyfriend just to tell them you said hi and you love them. You know what I mean? A lot of those older female artists are still performing. A lot of these girls now, the material they got to perform or whatever consists of, you know, Eat My Ass, Niggas Ain't Shit, My Baby Daddy laid on his child support again. You know, this is the construction of their songs. And so these bitches ain't got no staying power. Even the most pivotal out of all of them, SZA. Ain't nobody gonna be listening to those SZA songs 10 years from now. I can guarantee you that. She ain't got no memorable songs. And I say that respectfully. Half of these bitches, they don't even listen to Rihanna no more. They definitely ain't gonna be listening to Beyonce. Beyonce got maybe one or two or whatever. If y'all ain't figured it out yet, Beyonce ain't nothing but the reincarnation of motherfucking Diana Ross. So what they gotta do is look at it. When she was with Destiny Child, them bitches were the Supremes. Though nobody know Tina Knowles was really responsible for it. Wasn't her husband. It was her. You understand what I'm saying? It was her. Oh, we down in Fairfield too. We in the town, man. We in motherfucking Greenwich. You understand? Yeah. We still on the 06 though, you heard? What's going on, 203? What's popping? You know what I mean? Everybody up in Fairfield. Norwalk was popping. Anyway, long story short, right? Yeah, that's a fair equation. Beyonce is Diana Ross after she left the Supremes. That's basically who, if you never figured it out before, go and look at Diana Ross and the Supremes, and what you'll notice is that ain't nothing but fucking Destiny's Child. And then when Destiny Child broke up, what's going on? Connecticut already. You already know. And after that, Beyonce went solo. So this is now Diana Ross solo. And as all y'all know, Diana Ross's most successful years wasn't with the Supremes. It was when the bitch was by herself. It's really some cold shit. Because in my opinion, the shit was premeditated. Like, if you didn't see that shit coming, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. At some point, you had to see that. Like, this bitch trying to make us a Supremes. Tina, I respect it, though. I respect it. Don't get me wrong. I respect it. But you know damn well y'all bitches was a Supreme. And I mean that respectfully. Them bitches was a Supremes. Somebody, man, I get that all the time too. I had somebody stop me one day. I swear to God to you. I had somebody stop me one day and they thought I was A$AP Rocky. I'm like, no, I'm not A$AP Rocky because it didn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? When I don't have the beard, I really look like that nigga. Like he looked like he my little brother. You know what I'm saying? But nah, we just up here, like we all kind of look alike. Like, that's the best way I can put it. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of look alike some way or another. But yeah, thank you for the compliment, man. A$AP Rocky definitely one of the dudes. I listen to all his music. Shout out to A$AP Ferg, still to be in the town. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Ferg, I need some balls, goddammit. I'm about to pull up on you too, nigga. Shout out to Ferg, man. I ain't seen Ferg in person since the Black History, what was it, Black History Month parade or Black History Parade? It was something like that they had in Harlem. Everybody was out there. I streamed it for y'all. Everybody was out there, man. Shout out to A$AP Ferg, though. Now, I ain't never met Rihanna, man. I'm gonna run into Rihanna one of these days with her husband, though. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I ain't never met Rihanna. Rihanna seemed mad cool, though. She be in the town. She be in New York. She come home with A$AP Rocky all the time. I mean, that's her husband. Even if they ain't married, that's her husband. That's how we think. You know what I'm saying? We from a certain, you know what I mean? Like, you got kids with her. You know what I mean? Like, that's wifey. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. Nah, I ain't never met her. You actually A$AP Rocky. For his biggest stars, Rihanna she seems very down to earth. Yeah, I mean, that's the key, man. Like, I'm an artist first. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm a performing artist. Y'all can go on here. There's videos of me recording in Daddy's house, recording studios, and I think like 2 other studios. You'll hear the producers tell who they worked with because I always made them do that. I worked with people that worked with Rihanna. I worked with people that worked with Sion Dion, Shakira, Justin Bieber. I mean, like, just put in my name, put Daddy's House Recording Studio behind it. You'll hear it in the video yourself. I ain't got to make nothing up. You know what I'm saying? I had people in my studio sections like Side Money XL, a whole bunch of other people. So, you know what I mean? I done did my diligence. Right now, we're working on a new project, an R&B project, which I revamped again because I had some new beats that came across me and somebody gave me. Thank you, sir. And I was like, oh, okay. Because like niggas, certain niggas, they see you put forth effort and they be like, all right, let me help out. The niggas, most of the niggas in the hip hop industry, and I hate to say this, they wait for you to pop, then they want to help out. Nah, nigga, I don't need your help when I pop. Fuck you, nigga. I'm this shit on cruise control. I created this. I need your help when I'm trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's certain niggas out here. Like, let me tell you how the music business go. It will be niggas in here now. When you come in here with that unk shit, I don't do that unk shit. I'm not your uncle. You understand? Your mama had you when she was 13. I'm not your uncle. In the regular world, I'm supposed to be your older brother. I'm coming here with that unk shit. I mean, that automatically lets me know that your mom had you at 12, 13, 14 years old and you come from a single parent hold. Don't come in here with that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I look like Ocho Cinco. I look like everybody, don't I? Y'all make sure to hit up the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Also, make sure y'all double tap the like button and hit that or whatever. We got somebody, ain't no party like a Diddy party. Nigga, you gotta pop a Smurf as your fucking emoji picture, dog. We know you off your motherfucking rocker. You sound like men that come in here. Let me just say this. Men that talk like that, if you are a man, because your name is Steven, at least on the screen. Men that talk like that, I'll always raise an eyebrow. Now, it sounds like if Diddy was what you say is, sound like you wanted to give the nigga some ass. Is that what it is, Steven? You want to get puffed the cheeks, huh? You mad because you ain't get your turn. Watch the niggas like that. Get that nigga the fuck up out of here. Nigga leaving laughing emojis like a bitch. Nigga, I don't fuck with you. I don't know where niggas get that shit from. Like, I'm supposed to go back and forth with you in the fucking chat room. You ain't donating a dime. Nigga, suck a dick. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't worried about that much. Anyway, let me close this up. Let me not get no more again because niggas don't appreciate me. So I'm gonna let y'all go get y'all money to all these liners, bloggers, and y'all can go do all that shit. It's amazing to me. You could be a bitch on here lying, right? And the motherfuckers will still come support you. The bitch that accused Jay-Z of doing what she doing, this bitch is all audio getting caught out. Niggas is like, well, there's more audio. You should talk about the rest of the audio. Okay, well, if that goes and that's good for you, Lisa Smells, then we need to, then you shouldn't have no argument where we need to see more video of Puff shit, right, in the hotel, because I just broke that down earlier. You understand what I'm saying? If you're just now getting here, I said earlier, I said, yo, listen, Lisa Smells, that particular female vlogger, she went on a podcast that they telling her a myriad of lies mixed in with some truth, because this bitch has got to stay at a certain elk because the Hollywood Reporter. I speak against Hollywood, but I got an interview in the Hollywood Reporter. Like, that's why I said, like, it's like the way I think. I'm starting to realize as I get older and older and older and older, I think more Latino than I do Black American. And I mean that respectfully, because like there's no fucking way that you would sit there and divvy that type of bullshit out to Latinos and they sitting there believing that shit. Only Black people believe that shit. I'm sorry, and no offense to none of y'all, but really only Black people believe that shit. And they show up in droves to listen to these fucking lies and these constrained shits. And even when they found fucking in the foul of it, they will still continue to keep like the momentum going. So now that they know that this chick is lying, and she lied not only to us, but she lied to her own fucking lawyer when questioned. It's on, like literally, it's right here, Sean. It's literally right here. I ain't got to explain to you. I'll let you hear it for yourself. All right, we don't like explaining shit to people. We'll just play it for ourselves because evidently I'm not as smart as you good people.
From the What's Going Down episode, that's my mom.
Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly,
This is the construct.
That kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
with Jay-Z. Busby did.
Yeah.
Now you heard it right there. She said he pushed you.
That they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No.
She lied.
I never said that.
Lie.
Okay. Did they also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money?
No.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo.
Everybody!
And y'all can find that video right now on my page. Go check it out, play it for yourself, and take a listen for yourself. One thing you gotta do is go to my short section. See, I heard it for yourself. I'll let you hear it one more time.
Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly,
This
She said clear as day.
construct.
That kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
with Jay-Z.
Now she's talking about Busby.
Yeah.
The mental projection of your digital
Say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you.
Now listen to a lie.
No.
No, I didn't say that.
I never said that.
Okay. Did they also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Busby, told you to like came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money?
No.
You've been living in a dream world, Neo.
Everybody!
Now y'all just heard this whole clear as day say no. Everybody heard that whole clear as day say no 2 times when we done verified on the fucking audio and the bitch talk about, well, there's more to the audio than that, bitch. We don't need more. Just like you don't need more video, like you said, Lisa Smells. You don't need more video. I'm motherfucking whooping up on motherfucking Cassie in the motherfucking hotel room, right? You said there's no reason to have more video of that. What do we need the video for? We all know what Daddy did. Yeah, he whooped the bitch's ass. All right, whatever. You probably had an aunt that got her ass whooped before. You don't want to talk about that, do you? Huh? A lot of y'all motherfuckers got an auntie, Cheryl, an auntie, Mary, been getting her ass whooped for the past 20-something fucking years. Y'all niggas ain't advocated for her ass. You understand what I'm saying? Well, that's Aunt Cheryl. She be all right. That bitch know how to take a punch like a motherfucker. Tell me I'm lying. You ain't got an Uncle John, Uncle Earl, some shit like that. If you Latino, you already know what I'm talking about. So I ain't even got to speak to y'all. I'm talking about the black people. The black people, they be trying to be a little glossy and decadent and shit nowadays, you know. And I'm ghetto, but I'm not that type of ghetto. I'm like ghetto, but not that type of ghetto. And even though I go home to the housing projects and I got to walk past urine, I'm still the it girl. No, you not, bitch. Anyway, listen, right? Y'all heard this woman sit there and blatantly lie. And I don't give a fuck what excerpt, or it's only 1 minute. That 1 minute is all you need. I clearly heard this hoe say, hey, Tony Busby put me up to this and pushed this. Yo, Busby, I'm trying to tell you, listen, man, get rid of that bitch. Shake that bitch right now, dog. That shit is not going to work out. Shake this hoe. Trust me when I tell you, shake this hoe while you still got the chance, doggy. You understand what I'm saying? And you know damn well I ain't advocating for you. But I'm just telling you, like, listen, man, if you don't want it to all be over, you need to shake this bitch for ASAP. This bitch has done more to help than anybody. Oh, I always want to salute this hoe. Good job. Esa puñeta mujer, esta blanquita ahí, tú sabes, es suavecito. Ay, 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 fuck. Ah, esa mujer, ese puerquito no verso ahora, tú sabes, por la gente latino. Entonces, esta puñeta blanquita ahí, tú sabes, siempre tiene la bunchanchero, tú sabes. Pero Tony Busby, que la muñeta, que la puñeta. Anyway, que la verdad, ya. Yo no sé nada más. This woman, for some reason or another, has people feeling empathy for a lying bitch, and I just don't get it. Y'all just caught this whole lying. No, I'm not gonna respect this bitch. And why are black women so fucking uppity to carry the notion that they must defend this bitch and she's lying? You understand what I'm saying? Like, whether she lied on Jay or not, the fact still remains that we hear the bitch lying at Tony Busby. The bitch clearly said he's been prompting me to motherfucking file cases and shit like that or whatever. And then when asked about the shit, the bitch clearly says no. What part of this did I get fucked up? Can anybody help me out? Anybody? Y'all ain't even gonna admit to that, huh? Now let me get off here with these fake ass niggas.